Yeah, 100%.
Another stacked card with some of the most talented competitors on the continent doing the battle right next to whether you are watching the world not continue. A big shout out to everyone watching on YouTube tonight for a real treat to get underway here in Johannesburg, South Africa. The combination tonight actually will see another champion crowned as well as bring themselves 10,000 rand prize money. Courtesy of Action. 8 lightweight contenders will battle it out for the belts. Prize money as well as the prestige of being the Submission Kings champion. Alongside the A1 tournament will be super fights, our first ever league matchup at the extremely popular contest. A big thank you to our amazing sponsors, CMH Group for their commitment to Submission Kings, CMH Ford, National Workshop Equipment, Traded Trance Insurance Brokers, Corsair Logistics, Action Bulletproof, Gasoline Den & Co, Blue Sky Sourcing, Norflex, Gel. Getting the matchups underway, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're ready for the action tonight. It's a junior featherweight matchup between two very fine young grapplers looking to showcase their scales on the big stage. That should be skills, actually, not scales. Introducing first on the red corner, representing BJ MMA. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, JJ Karajanides. His opponent representing SBG Bedford View and fights out of the blue corner. Please welcome Rhys Jory. Alright, as we get the action underway, it's time now to join our commentary team of Guy Lazarus and Alistair Bishop.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first fight of Winner Takes All number 2. This is the lightweight, obviously starting with the junior featherweight fight. My main man, Guy Lazarus, joining me on the mic again. What's happening, my friend?
Man, I'm excited for tonight. Action's about to get going between these kids, but I can't wait for all of it.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a interesting. Obviously, JJ Karajanides, the young gun of Bobby Karajanides and Rhys Jory from SPG. Him and his team have been hounding me to get him on the big stage and give him an opportunity. So they've called for the fight, and we're going to see how he responds from here.
That's great. We want to see people with the energy that want to step up on the big stage because they're more likely to put in a big show.
And obviously, JJ following in the steps of his dad. I was making a bit of a joke with him earlier. I was like, no pressure. You know, your dad was one of the greats of the SA MMA scene. So all the best. And here we go.
Here we go. What do we know about these kids?
Well, obviously, Rhys, I said, fighting out of SPG, which is, we know, a big affiliation, a big gym, but still reasonably young in the game, both of these guys. Both have been competing at our regional comps in Submission Kings, Queens and Kids. Both performed really well, but let's see what it goes. Interesting to see that Rhys Jory has pulled guard quite quickly on there. He says his favorite submission is a straight leg lock and whatever sweep is available. Fair point.
Fair.
Nice, you can see automatically JJ is trying to zero the angle out on the hips there. Looks like he's trying to set up. Rhys is trying to set up.
Looks like he's looking for a shoulder lock / possibly even an omoplata, but he seems to have lost. No, he's back in. Straight to a close guard.
And a long guard, that is. You can really start to look. He's almost thinking about that body triangle from the guard position. Keeping the posture, throwing it up.
Looking for that high rubber guard. Breaking posture. Doing a good job of it.
So Rhys Jory is a young guy. Obviously says he's been training for about 5 years now, which is a lot of experience on the mat, especially at that age where you don't have the stresses of work and everyday life, and it's just straight information to the brain.
Living the dream, eh?
Living the dream.
We saw JJ there. He almost made a good guard pass, but Rhys doing a good job of recovering back to the position he wants.
So interesting. Both guys are blue belts, and they're just on the age limit of being blue belts. So
what are they? Both 16.
Yeah. So they both would have been training a long time from a young age. And I mean, this is what we want to see. These are the future competitors here, you know. So we put them on the big stage, see how they react. You can see there's a bit of nerves when they walked out, a bit of nervous energy. See if they give themselves enough time to get settled in. But not too much happening right now. Obviously, it seems like Rhys is being a little bit more offensive, and Bobby, I can't want to say Bobby, JJ is just trying to find a way to get past this guard. I think he had a moment there as he broke his posture to just stand up and disengage.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, good
Rhys doing
recovery.
a great job of recovering guard. I mean, seeing these young kids, it's kind of like the next generation. Like Luke's there now, you know, Luke Griffith.
Sure.
You know, for those that don't know, he's a lucky kid who had a black belt coach with his dad and with Bobby in there originally. You know, and now he's obviously competing against the world's best and training with the world's best.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
But he started at a young age, like these kids.
And interesting to see how mature these guys are approaching this match. You know, they're both taking their time, not doing anything too crazy. You know, 8 minutes is a long time for these young guys. They've got a lot of time to work. So interesting to see how they're approaching it. It looks like JJ is going to turn that corner.
JJ just struggling to control the hips. He manages to pass the knee line, but then he's struggling to control the hips to actually secure position.
Great.
He's doing
He's on
great
an arm.
recovery to an arm.
Oh, I think that's going to be over.
That is sore.
Oh, that's
Great job by
straight back
JJ
onto
to
it.
escape, but he's not out of danger yet.
Yeah, he's actually given up on that. That was incredible.
Crowd appreciating the technical display.
I think JJ had a bit of a nervy moment there, but props to him. He stuck to, and that's what I'm saying. You know, these guys are approaching this in a very mature manner. They're not panicking, they're not rushing, they're not trying to do anything too crazy. Staying calm, staying collected. I think JJ is going to have to find a way to pass this guard and start affecting his own game plan. I don't like his posture a lot of the time. He's kind of halfway in and halfway out, which is causing him a few problems.
Okay, Rhys seems to be
Della
changing
Riva.
now, looking for things like Della Riva. He's even looking to stand up a bit.
Yeah.
Might be getting frustrated that he can't finish anything from guard.
Absolutely, it's a great point. And now we're back standing. This is interesting to see straight away. He's comfortable in the guard. You know, why would you not sit guard? He's controlled the whole match there, looking for that Della Riva again.
See, but that could also be lack of experience.
Sure.
Or that's all part of the game plan. He's been pretending one thing for a while.
This is what he likes.
Yeah.
This is the straight leg lock, which he likes, and also probably like it because it's the only leg lock allowed at his age. So, you know, it's something he's got to work on.
So, to confirm, the under 18s are not allowed to do heel hooks.
No heel hooks.
And our gi match later.
No heel hooks.
But toe holds and straight and knee bars.
Yes.
Okay.
So for the youngsters, also like the reaping position is allowed. You just can't attack that leg. You can use it as a control. And actually, his team came to ask me for that about just to clarify on how that reaping setup kind of works. So it's obviously something they wanna use.
So yeah, must be nice to have long legs like that to just reap on a straight line. He's doing. I mean, Rhys is doing a great job of controlling that leg. Oh, as I say that, he's attempting another leg. Gets the tap.
That ankle looks a bit compromised. Great work. Well done, son.
Just
again, great mature performance. No rushing, no panicking. Very well executed, stuck to the plan. It's obviously where they wanted to be. He found the position he wanted to be in, which he considers his favorite. And I'm massively impressed. Cool, calm, collected from young guys, and that's massively impressive. And a big win for Rhys Shorty. It backed it up. His team putting his name forward to go and do battle for them, and he came out and produced the goods.
That was great. It came across as they had a great game plan. And then a secondary game plan because the first one wasn't working. And you could see he immediately switched to it.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, big ups to Rhys Shorty. And now we're looking at a situation where we're looking for contenders in this sort of age group. Maybe we can throw him to someone like Yusuf Hansrod and see how he does there. He's obviously the marquee of this kind of weight division and age. So yeah, massively good performance, and I'm super impressed with the way he handled himself and the way he executed was great.
Coming up next, we've got ladies fight. We've got Kiara Fagan versus
Ushi Yunga. This is a great one. So obviously Ushi's burst onto the scene. She's won quite a few comps. She won the absolute division with us, which immediately put her on our radar. And Kiara's put it on performance after performance. So we're trying to have a little look at this division, the ladies lightweight division, and see what happens with it from here. We know we want to build contenders. We got Hannah Griffith and Tamaya Thompson lined up, and we want to see where they go from here. So yeah, big fight for this division and where we go.
Okay, it's ready.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the action is just getting started here at Submission Kings. We're going to take Soul to the lightweights. Next match, we'll see two of the fiercest female competitors in their weight divisions face off. Put your hands together. In the red corner, representing Gracie Alberton. Please welcome Kiara Fagan. Our most recent submission representing Eastern BJJ and fighting out of the blue corner. Please welcome Ushi Yunga.
For those watching at home, Kiara we had on the quintet team that was victorious last time. However, she didn't even get a chance to compete because the team had already won. Uchi from East Rand BJJ, she's been cleaning up her competitions, not just recently, but she's also incredibly composed in all of her competition. We know they're both very strong in the stand-up with their clinch work. The question is who's got the tactic to control. Oh, Big Al joins us just as the action gets really interesting. Ushi shot for a takedown with Kiara countering. Kiara countering, and now she's got a guillotine. It's quite tight, but Ushi seems to be able to finding her way out. But
yeah, very tight guillotine. Sorry, I am back. Very, she's got to fight those hands, and she's got to do it quickly. I think Kiara's got to start to look for a mount position here to try and finish from there. Very, very deep. Oh, she's given it up. She literally made a release that from cross-face pressure there. And straight onto the armbar.
Wow, not really. Ushi's now going to try and start working for the back from here, from this semi-turtle position. You can hear a corner shouting from.
Yeah, great cornering there from Ching from East Rand.
Ushi with
in a great position there.
Up onto mount.
Well done. Very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. Just an interesting note, Ushi's been training for less than 2 years, and that's why I say she's burst onto the scene. She's just taken to the sport and just...
I was saying while you're away, she has some incredible BMT. She always seems very present in the moment, very aware, not losing control.
100%.
You know, following her sequences that her coaches have set out for her.
And she walked in here saying she's... I can't use the exact language she used, but she was very ready for this. So she's massively excited. She loves competing, and she's a gamer, man. And so is Kiara, and that's what made this matchup so exciting. Two absolute gamers.
Just got a quick little restart on the center so they don't fall off the platform. So this is interesting now because Kiara does have some really good top pressure, having rolled with her. She loves the scaffold position, but to do that from guard is, well, not great. She still seems to be trying to do that instead of trying to posture up. Or maybe her arm's trapped under there and we can't see that, but she's almost going to give Ushi the sweep now because of it.
Ushi's favorite sweep, listed as the scissor sweep. Basic. That used to be my favorite sweep, the only one I could actually ever do. But yeah, you can see that pressure starting to have an effect. You can see Ushi's trying to make a bit of space there as she starts to lay her head in.
Yeah. So I'm just Interested in what Kiara's strategy is at this point.
Yeah, I think it's just buying some time now. Just really putting on some pressure and seeing if she can force a mistake. Good pyramid, maybe looking for a... Yeah.
Ushi's corner is calling for a triangle.
Yeah, I just don't know if the triangle, if she can really find the space to get one of those legs through. Like she'll be trying to get that right leg through now if she can control that arm. But it's Kiara's putting a lot of pressure on.
Yeah, from here I wanna see Ushi with her hand in the armpit like she had it, but I wanna see her shrimp out to the left when she was doing that, and then she could have climbed the back.
Sure.
But clearly her corner has something else in mind for her.
So it's the same like we saw earlier. Like we're sitting in this guard position, and someone's got to decide on what they want to do. You know, someone's got to look for a pass or look for a sweep and really start to affect their game. But I think also it's like a good time to like just let the nerves settle, think about what you want to do, where you want to go, and how you're going to get there. So nothing wrong with this kind of position. And you see, Kiara's quite comfortable. She keeps pyramiding up. I wouldn't mind seeing her to step on a bit of a body lock there and see if you can start affect a pass from there. That being said,
she's going for the body lock position, but the problem is you can't really start it from inside the guard.
Sure.
You have to come from like a butterfly or something.
And she's out almost.
Kiara doing great work to pass the guard there.
Good regard.
Yeah, and she's got the arm triangle. She just needs to clear her leg and then flatten out Ushi.
Oh yeah, she's deep on it.
Great work by
She's
Kiara.
flattened down her chest to the ground here now.
Great work by Kiara to capitalize on that positioning.
Very quick and very instinctive. She's got interestingly, she's trying to go to the back there.
Yeah, but she doesn't have any lower body control.
One hook in.
So her arms are going to gas out eventually.
She's got to find a way.
She's defending well.
She should be sprawling out. Okay, she's keeping her arm.
She's going back to. She needs to flatten out. The problem is she's able to keep turning away.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she's in too much trouble.
Yeah, she doesn't look in trouble. Like she seems pretty calm here. Doesn't. Oh, this is going to get intense here. Now she's rolled back into her, and it's going to get a bit deeper.
Kiara's arms must be gassing at this point. Yeah, there we are. She switched the grip.
You can see Ushi really responding to her corner, doing exactly as they ask for the defense. Still a lot of time here for both of these ladies to get something going. Kiara coming up nicely up onto that back. She's just got to find a way to get those hooks in. She's come up quite nicely, but
it's a little bit high. Ushi could potentially pyramid to start shrugging it off because as Kiara doesn't have any hooks. Her arms at risk for the armbar.
Belly down. Oh, well done.
Great work by Ushi to escape.
That was amazing.
How much of an inspiration is this for young girls sitting at home going, oh, I can actually go and do this?
Absolutely, man. And this is where we're starting to press now on the ladies and really try and showcase the amount of talent we have in the ladies here in South Africa. There are some amazing grapplers, and we encourage young ladies to really go out, find the gym closest to you, get involved in the sport. It's physically rewarding, mentally rewarding.
Ushi going straight, getting to mount now.
Oh, she's
got the control. Look at that Americana.
And she's going to be strong on top. She's got to take her time here, though. I don't think that's...
I'm having flashbacks from the last event.
Mouse, where you at? We will see in a few fights' time. We're going to see the return of Monique van Staden and hopefully less scary moments.
Or more, depending on how you look at the world.
Yeah, nice, strong position here. Ushi spent a lot of time dealing with Kiara's pressure, and she's managed to turn the table now.
She's giving up position for the submission. Kiara seems very chill. Just her hair seems to be caught up.
She wasn't really in a great position to pull that off.
No,
she kind of just sniffed it and went for it, and that's a bit of inexperience on her behalf. But obviously Kiara holding tight and just riding it out.
What's the plan now? We've got 2 minutes 45 seconds left. A submission's less and less likely as time goes on.
Sure. We head to an EBR round, 2 EBR rounds where we'll be decided on control time or faster submission.
Okay, but that's the thing, is it?
Sweep
You know,
gives up her back.
Kiara going straight for the submission again. You know, do you not maybe conserve some time for that EBI round like we saw in some of the fights last time?
Well, yeah, I suppose your corner's got to start relaying that message to you. That was always part of the plan. If you get to this point, she's just cranking on that neck. She's cranking on that neck, and she's out. Oh, I think Ushi looks a little bit spent here, to be honest. Interesting to note, she cut a lot of weight to get down here, funny enough. So I think she's a bit spent here. She didn't have the gas to just really get up and wrestle up onto her feet here. Yeah. Kiara definitely looking a little bit more fresh and a bit more confident in these positions. And
I've never seen her stop when I've rolled with her.
Great little hook feed there.
Oh, that's deep.
That is deep. That is deep. She's got to get that second hook in though. Yeah, she's only got one hook.
Was she doing well?
Work to the hip lock there and really start to put that pressure on. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting if we go into extra time here.
Okay, so this
and again, now she's almost on the back.
See, this is like Kiara's thing where she likes to go for the scaffold.
Yeah.
But it could also be against her because she doesn't have that underhook control.
And yeah, you've got to be thinking at this time, we're just over a minute to go, maybe conserve a little bit of energy, hold tight in your guard position and just control and get ready for the EBR rounds.
Start recovering.
Sure. Going back to that hip lock. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see too much of commitment now. A couple of seconds left on the clock, kind of just ride it out. And we're going to see the approach here for the EBR rounds. It's going to get interesting.
$30 left. Oh, Kiara's sitting back on the leg lock.
Straight ankle.
She's got the block. She's going belly down. She doesn't have the toes though, so it could be a problem. Now she's switching to the heel. Gets the tap in the last 20 seconds. Wow.
20 seconds.
What a
my
fight.
Word. We were almost set on. I was getting the coin ready for the EBR round. Kiara Fagan, what a performance. What a performance by these two ladies.
Amazing performance. And also just to have the mental clarity to perform that at that time.
Amazing. Well done, ladies. That was insane. What a great performance by these two. And what a great showcase for ladies jiu-jitsu. Awesome stuff.
That was epic. Whoa.
Yeah,
I'm pumped up for the next fight.
Yeah, the next one we're getting straight deep and dirty. But man, I'm still like a bit shaky from that. That was insane. And again, I think a massive experience for Ushi. She's going to go back. She's been training for a very short amount of time. She's done well in the regional competitions. This was a big step up for her against a immense competitor in Kiara Fagan. So I'm super impressed, and it sets up we're going to do Tamaya Thompson versus Hannah Griffith hopefully in the next one, and the winners will then face each other.
Those are
going to be awesome.
Tamaya and Hannah's always been fireworks whenever I've seen them compete.
Sure. So has Hannah and
Kiara when they ended up under the
just
table.
Super high energy. So next up we're getting straight into some big action. We've obviously got Mark Silos. Unfortunately, Adam Speechley fell out with a bit of illness, and we've replaced him with Alan Cliff from Eastern BJJ, who's still in the corner. Hopefully he's going to warm up.
Alan's an incredible competitor. I've seen him jump into tournaments and win them last minute.
Oh, look at that. Ushi just got a blue belt.
Oh! Parabéns, Ushi. Well deserved.
I mean, I could have done it on the stage at least. Awesome.
Just a great little silver lining.
Yeah.
Or blue lining, should we say.
Casual Alan Cliff just going backstage. He's ready to fight now. Just had Darren out a blue belt quickly and he's on his way.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just witnessed some awesome action. A big round of applause for our two competitors. That was outstanding, and that sets the tone for what promises to be an action-packed evening. It's time to fasten your seatbelts for this next one. Next up, we'll see two elite grapplers battling it out. Out of the red corner, after his amazing showing in the first quintet, representing GBI and Quan Vessels, please welcome Mark Silos.
That.
His opponent, a familiar face and longtime servant of jiu-jitsu, one of the senior members of East Rand BJJ. Please welcome in the red corner, Alan Cliff.
Just interesting, Alan Cliff. Obviously, I reached out to him on Wednesday or Tuesday evening. So he's taken the fight on really short notice, but he spoke to me and he was like, please, if anybody falls off, get me in there. He didn't care who it was. Obviously, Mark was getting ready for the famous spaghetti jiu-jitsu of Adam Speechley. So a big change in intensity here for Mark, and a guy who's been on the scene for a long time in the form of Alan Cliff. So, Mark's claim to fame recently was the near Drickus beater. Obviously had him in that deep heel hook, sits straight away into the guard position. And I think he's going to find out very quickly just how good Alan Cliff is. And straight into the action. Oh, and on the leg immediately.
We're in for a wild ride. Alan hunting that heel hook and rolling. He's got the inside Ushi.
Oh!
Mark doing a great job of defending that Ushi. The crowd goes wild.
And Mark's got to find a way to just slow this down a little bit, settle down. I think he's under a lot of pressure. He's got a lot of fans, a lot of supporters here tonight. So he wants to perform. So I just hope he finds a way to just settle into this. Alan's really putting the pressure and the pace on him, so he's got to find a way to slow it down.
What was the weight difference when they weighed in?
It wasn't immense. Alan weighed in at, I think, 82, fully clothed, so probably around 80, 81 kilos, and Mark at about 84.
Okay.
So like right on the edge of middleweight. So not a massive weight difference. And you can see Alan's plan is just to put pressure and pace, and it seems to be working.
So that's my question. Is obviously, Mark's been training hard specifically for one style of fight. Alan's coming in. Has he been training hard? I mean, judging by his attitude, he's good to go. But what's going to happen later on?
I think it's also like, I think you'll know that maybe your gas tank isn't as good as it should be. So you want to finish it as quickly as possible. So that's why he's trying to put that pressure and get it done as fast as he can, which would make sense on a short notice fight.
Alan attacking a straight ankle lock again with
heavy assault on leg. You can see Mark taking big breaths here. I don't think and that's exactly, Alan's got the right game plan. It's just pressure and pace. And now it's for the first time slowing down. Maybe both guys want to catch their breath here.
Yeah. Interesting change of guard from Alan going to, or I call it a sloth guard, but Mark doing a great job of escaping.
Mark's just got to get those legs out faster. Yeah. He's leaving them hanging there, and Alan, that's what
Alan's
looking
fluid,
for.
man.
Yeah.
He's really just transitioning from position to position to position. And that could also be experience showing.
Sure.
Alan's one of the most gamiest gamers there is in the South African scene. Mark's, he's a solid purple belt. He's been around for a while, but there's a huge gap between, their history.
Experience. Yeah, sure. Time on the mat. That's what it really is. And Alan's one of those guys who's just he's a servant of jiu-jitsu. He's all about the sport. Guys taking a little break.
Alan's like a full-timer. He's got a company that's involved in the sport. Mark, works in finance.
Oh.
Mark getting some of his own heel hook back.
He's been in trouble a few times and managed to find.
That's why I hate this 50-50 position. I can be putting it on, but so are you.
Oh.
Mark taps.
A bit of confusion.
Okay. I think something happened to Mark's knee. We're just not willing to risk the knee damage.
Yeah, I think he thought about the tap and maybe went for the tap, and there's a bit of fair enough. Nice of Alan to give him the opportunity to come back from it. I didn't see a tap, but I mean, I wasn't really watching that. Great jumping guard there.
Yeah,
from
he
Alan.
didn't tap. He was about to, and then Alan like let go.
Yeah.
And then they both kind of accepted that, like, cool, it wasn't a tap. Let's keep going. Oh!
Oh! Returns the jumping guard.
Jumping pendulum sweep. Or flower sweep.
Yeah. Jumping sweep of sorts.
Jumping sweep. But that's the kind
I want to know, is that something you've been practicing or you've been watching on YouTube? That's what I really
Yeah.
want. Onto the arm.
Like, how do you practice that safely?
Setting up a triangle, yeah. Nah, he's giving up. Whatever you can oh, nice.
There's
nice
the tap.
brother.
Great work by Alan to get the tap. From corner to handing out a blue belt to winning by a heel hook.
Great performance by these two guys. There was all-out action from the word go. And like I say, Alan came up on short notice. It was something he really wanted to do. Someone fell out. He really wanted to be involved. So credit to him and credit to him on getting it done.
That was
Twice, possibly.
That was an epic performance.
Yeah, that was
great
great.
match.
Thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Smack jiu-jitsu time.
No. We're gonna head
we got
into the 8-man. This is gonna be the first round
Okay.
of the 8-man coming up next.
Cool. First round. So first up we have.
It'll be Raymond versus Saquite and Boto from Valhalla MMA.
But first, some cleaning on the mats.
Yeah, just a quick bit of cleaning.
Should we talk about how many changes we've had in this winner takes all?
Oh man, it gives me a sleepless night just thinking about
I
it.
was at a wedding and I got out and I had no signal, and then I finally came out of signal, like all hell
It
had
changed
broken
5
loose.
times.
And my card had changed 6 times, and I only saw the end result, and I'm like,
Yeah, so unfortunately, like we try and spread out the 8-man and get representation from as far and wide as possible. Unfortunately, we lost 2 guys from Henzo's, 1 to illness, 1 to injury. Andrew Caruth in Durban, also quite a bad injury. He's going to be out for quite a while. And like so, it just kept on going, unfortunately, But I think credit to the community. There's always guys ready to step up. There's always a capable replacement. And in many ways, this tournament's kind of wide open now. I would say, from an outside perspective, you would probably look at Rhys van der Merwe being the favourite in the top of the lot. Probably him and Cindile teammates. Purely based, I mean, we've seen Rhys perform. I think he's on the verge of a black belt. He's a gamer. He competes. He's always active. On top of that, he went to the final in a bigger weight class. I think he's still weighed in at under 70 here.
yeah, he was
today.
the smallest guy at the other
And
the
still
other
got to the
division.
final. And I think he was visibly annoyed when I saw him afterwards. I know he doesn't like talking about it, but he was a bit frustrated with his performance, and he really wanted to get back in. So immediately I said to him, come back for the lightweights, and we do it again. So let's see what he does. That being said, I think that's going to put him under a bit of pressure, knowing that he's going to be seen as a favorite. So he's going to want to perform that way as well, But that being said, in this kind of format, it's not only about getting to the final and winning the final. It's also about getting to the final as fresh as you can. And like we saw with Jordan Leclos, how he managed himself and how he handled himself. He was fresh and he was cool, calm, and collected by the time he got to the final.
It's a big gamble because you kind of need to go. Need to go out hard to, get that quick finish. But at the same time, you don't. That if it doesn't work,
Sure.
what do you know? Now you have to struggle your way through. Still 8 more minutes or 10 more minutes, whatever it is, and then potentially EBI overtime.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. So your challenge, if you want to win the final, is to get there as fast as possible and as fresh as possible. You got to win 3 fights to win this, which is hard. It doesn't matter like how hardcore your competition is, that you've still got to get that job done as fast as possible. And I think Rhys did that really well in the last one. He had an opponent come in on 24 hours notice, and his game plan was quite evident from the beginning. Put the pressure, put the pace, and get rid of him as fast as possible. And that's where the dynamic and the interesting part is for this one, Let's
Yeah.
see who comes out and how they come out, how they go. You know, I don't think you can have a strategy of running it down to overtime in every fight, because unless you 100% back your gas tank up all the way to the final.
Especially if we always talk about altitude and then we kind of get proven wrong by certain people. But the more rounds you're putting in, the more that actually it's going to play a part.
100%.
The more it's going to potentially slow you down. As we were saying, we've got the favorites that are Rhys and Cindile from PE. We've got, Kevin Cox stepped up. He's a guy I've rolled against many times. Well, I'm not even sure between him and his brother, but I've rolled
which one it is.
I've rolled against both of them many times.
Is it fair to call them the South African version of the Ruotolo brothers?
Not until they start punching each other in the face on an island.
I would imagine that happens from time to time.
By all means, you can pull that comparison. They've been training a couple years. They're twins, and having someone of a similar body shape and I assume similar mentality to train with all the time it's a massive benefit.
And I think that also, like, the training never really ends. It's just like you go home and it's let's drill this.
Or you had an extra sip of Coke and
now you took a bite of my cheeseburger and now we're gonna roll to the death for it.
Yeah. Another dark horse is one of my teammates, Razor.
Raymond the Razor.
He came second to Cindile at the last public Sub Kings.
Yeah.
And not many know this, but he had a broken rib in that.
Yeah, he spoke about this, and he took Cindile all the way. I think it was a decision, or took him to the end of time, basically.
Yeah, it would have been a decision, overtime decision.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that would have given him the confidence. He knows he can win a fight like that against one of the bigger guys. So, very interesting for him.
Just from personal experience, he's the kind of guy that just whips out a submission out of nowhere with something that shouldn't work.
Would you say that's why they call him the Razor?
No, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Don Madge about that one. He gave him the name. Who else we got here that's super interesting? Saquite, I don't know that much about.
Yeah, so Saquite, obviously fighting out of Valhalla, Gracie Barha Alberton. He's a purple belt. Been training quite a while. Also, hasn't been competing too much, but looking to compete a lot more now. There's Darren Gordon from Vickers Swart Gym, who I think's going to give a few guys a few problems. Yeah. Very physically strong, very technically adept. Has a good game, has a good team behind him. Definitely want to keep an eye. I think it's Kevin Cock and Darren Gordon will face off. I think very different kind of styles. I think Darren's going to be a lot more physical. Kevin's going to be a little bit more technical, I would say. So that fight's going to be interesting as well. Obviously, the big one, Cedric Doyle versus Rhys van der Merwe at the top of the 8-man for the first round. That's make or break. I mean, again, you look at Rhys as being a favorite. He's got to deal with Cedric first up, which is a super hard fight.
When it comes to fighting under pressure, Cedric's been there. He's fought 4 EFC titles. Okay, we're setting it up to CS.
Ready to go, CS. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here at Submission Kings. It brings us to the start of the 8-man winner-takes-all. One of these 8 men will go on to win 10,000 Rand, as well as claim the Submission Kings lightweight championship title. To claim the title and be the undisputed champion, a competitor will need to win 3 matches starting from this round. First up, representing Quan Vessels, the man they call Razor. Please welcome, from the red corner, Raymond Akert. His opponent represents the Valhalla Vikings from the south of Johannesburg, fighting out of Gracie Barra Alberton. Please welcome, from the blue corner, Saquite Mboto.
Righty, here we go. This is the first round, and we're going to get a good look of what we're in for here. Saquite versus Raymond Razor. It's going to be fireworks from here.
Both men looking very chilled, very relaxed. You're just waiting on the referee.
Bloomer. Summoning them in.
Sorry guys, I had to hold back some laughter on that one.
Yeah. I love Kirk Bloomer. He's my man. He's such a great ref. Love to see him handling the EFC main event.
He's also, he's a full-time martial artist.
Yes, correct. Coaches Muay Thai at now Constrictor Muay Thai in Pretoria. So all you Pretoria folks looking for a bit of Muay Thai action, there's your man, Kirk Bloomer.
Yeah, guys just doing some basic hand fighting and neck, pummeling.
And I think Raymond fights amateur MMA, so he knows, give himself a chance to settle into the fight, take your time, relax, be comfortable, get a feel for your opponent.
Ray doing a very relaxed guard sit, trying to look for that single leg, but Saquite managed to shut it down, putting him into butterfly.
Ray's favorite submission, the triangle choke, so he's in a position where he's quite comfortable here now. This is where he would want to be. He's got a fight coming.
He's fighting at Amiga.
Yeah, he's fighting at Amiga next month.
Or so this month, actually.
Yeah, getting ready for that one, and a nice way to get a bit of a competition feel and a bit of big lights in their eyes, get you warmed up nicely for a fight coming up.
So Saquite also, likes to play that guard triangle game.
So interesting. When I asked him what can people expect from you on fight night, he was kind of saying expect the unexpected. His favorite is to pull off things that maybe he didn't even expect himself, So interesting to see what he pulls off. He's definitely quite comfortable in the bottom position. You can see he's working things, looking for that Kimura on that side, on Ray's left side and up. Interesting matchup this. And the pace starting to pick up a little bit now. I think both guys have allowed themselves a chance to sit down, and now they're really starting to pick it up.
Oh! Jumping armbar from Razor.
Ray setting guard again.
This fight's being fought actually quite a long distance, which is not something I was expecting. I was expecting...
back step there for
trying
the
to
leg.
sit into the leg lock. Ray using it to get on top.
One butterfly in there from Saquite, and he gets the sweep and almost gives up the leg. Ray's back up. It's a good position. I'd like to see Ray a little bit more wrestling offensive here.
Yeah, I want to see some of that.
And as we say that,
there we go.
I don't think you can hear us, but anyway.
No, we're not on the loudspeakers anymore.
So now a good position for Ray. He's got to look to find a pass. And Saquite using that left side butterfly to really good effect there. It's the second time he's pulled it off, in fact. Looking for that.
Saquite trying
for
for
position there.
Reza wise to it and getting out back on top, but not really able to progress his position as much as he looks like he's getting a bit frustrated.
Yeah. Saquite listing his favorite submission as a wrist lock, funny enough.
That's how you lose friends.
There from Raymond. Good control there. Looking to pass. Let's see, back up onto the feet now. Great attempt at a little takedown there from Saquite. Raymond back, looking to that almost guard position.
He's got that reverse de la Riva. Just as I'm saying it, he removes it. Now he's got the de la Riva hook, switching back and forth, and then opting to come back on top. And it's like he's very comfortable to go on his back.
Yeah, both guys comfortable on their backs, it seems.
There we go. Razor getting straight into the DOS, trying to get to the mount. Saquite doing a good job of surviving.
So, Guy, you can explain to us, is that a DOS or an anaconda, and why?
Head first, it's an anaconda. Arm first, DOS.
Oh, and that's going to get
Oh.
tight. That's going to get really tight. You can see Ray adjusting there. And now it's, okay, he's given up on it. Great defense there.
Oh, now Saquite coming back
Is he on a
with
guillotine?
his own guillotine.
Yeah. Raymond fighting the hands quite comfortably. And his coach telling him to give it up if he's not happy, don't burn the arms out.
We've
Great
just-
bit of cornering there from Shane Carr.
We've just hit the 5-minute mark, the halfway
Yep,
mark.
Halfway. And interesting to see now. You've got to start making decisions for the long run here. Do we go at it or do we coast? Good pass here from Raymond. But Saquite is making it extremely difficult to get past
Yeah.
those legs. He's making a nuisance of his guard.
I'm very impressed with his guard retention. Does Saquite do MMA as well? Or just jiu-jitsu?
No, I think just jiu-jitsu. He might be on the verge of being converted. I know I saw Kiara with a bit of MMA action not so recently, or reasonably recently. Interesting with Saquite, he's only been training for about 4 years, I think he said. And obviously a guy who's just completely committed to the sport. You know, if you progress in that short amount of time, it means you're constantly on it, you're constantly working at it, you're constantly
You got to be obsessed.
drilling. Yeah, obsessed is the right word. And Raymond again.
Raymond again with the jumping over guillotine / DOS anaconda sequences.
Strong S grip on that far side and setting it up again. Great work from Saquite there to get out.
Yeah.
Sax, as he's known by his gym mates, into that butterfly position. This has been an intriguing matchup, to be honest. It's kind of ebbed and flowed for both guys into similar sort of positions. Still, I'd like to see Ray get a little bit wrestle heavy here. But
Yeah.
I think that being said, I think Sax is really making it almost impossible to affect any bit of wrestling, and he gets back up to his feet and he's comfortable. He's not scared to engage on the feet, and Raymond sitting again. Watch for the back step. Let's see. Okay, he goes for the knee slice this time.
So as soon as he tries to wrestle, Saki's like, is very, very happy to just sit on his bum and, hey, my guard is very good here. I'm
Sure.
very comfortable.
Presenting his leg there a little bit for Ray if he notices it.
I almost
Ray back into that knee slice position, but again, Saquite is very comfortable. He's not panicking at all. Look, that being said, obviously Shane Carr comes from a submission wrestling background, and he's very good at it, very strong. His guys wrestle hard. They're very strong on submissions. Interesting to note, Raymond's not right in his corner getting direct instructions,
yeah.
and he'll be comfortable here and happier to try and finish this in the next 2 minutes. Sax almost giving up his back there.
Cook's just resetting them.
Yeah, bring them back to the center of the mat and let the action continue. 2 minutes left to work now. It's going to get interesting here in these next few minutes. Again, someone's got to put their foot down and accelerate, or they're going to decide to just coast it out.
Oh, Ray, is he going for leg up? Oh, no, he's using it as a diversion to jump at the head again, but
And like you feel, if you're going to make something happen, this is your chance now.
submissions
both
are getting
guys,
much harder now
yeah.
with the sweat. Like, not just the tiredness, but all the sweat makes everything slippery. It's harder to get
And he's
grips. Oh, it looks like Ray's trying to set up a heel hook. Yeah, he's lost the
giving up on it.
connection. And looked like Sack was trying to set up another triangle. We've got 1 minute left.
Interesting to think about Ray. Obviously, he was preparing for an MMA fight, which got postponed to a later date. So he's been quite deep in a camp. So you've got to wonder if like he's got a big trust in his gas tank at this point. You know,
Yeah.
He's now in a good position, side control. Not much time to work, and into
Not
the
much-
mount. 40 seconds to really work here.
So Ray's main options here, he's going to try and crawl the arm up,
Which
go
he's
for like an
doing,
arm
yeah.
triangle or back take off that. He's also pretty good with his modified Ezekiel choke, so he might try to sneak one of those in. There we are.
As you say it. And now he's really
He's
going
got
to try and
25
put it on.
seconds, so he's going to try and just do it. Oh, and then there's always the mounted triangles, which
Back to the
he's
Ezekiel.
quite sneaky with.
He's really trying to sneak that in. He's really putting pressure on there now. He's actually
hard.
switched the grips. Yeah,
It's difficult to generate enough.
you would think he's going to run out of time here.
He's thinking about the triangle. He's got the
Oh.
setup. He can get it. 4 seconds.
Right at the death.
Ooh.
All right,
Suck,
EBR
save-
rounds. Here we go.
Sucks saved by the bell there. But do you think he was just relaxing and to run out the time? Now we got a game plan theory. Corners get a couple seconds to coach them through it. Ref's gonna flip a coin so they can choose to either choose the position they want or choose who goes first. Have I got that right?
Got that 100% right, Guy Lazarus. And happy Shabbos again. We've dragged you out of Shabbos once more. I do apologize.
I came dressed up for it, but thank you.
So let's see what happens here and how they decide. So he's going to choose. Bit of contention on which is heads and which is tails. I think it's.
Isn't that the one of the biggest?
Unfortunately, it's never universal. Like everyone's got a different opinion on it.
Always fought with the South African like 2 round or 5 round. There was like an animal on it, so it kind of made a bit more sense.
Okay. All
'Kay.
right. So we're going. Ray's got the back position. He's got a. We're going on control time. So we've kind of adjusted these rules. We're going to do only 2 EBR rounds. So each guy gets a chance.
2 each or 1 each?
1 each. So you get faster submission or control time. Let's see what happens here. Straight onto the body triangle.
Straight to the triangle for Ray. He seems pretty content to just sit there and hold for as long as possible.
Okay, so the clock's a little bit behind, but Ray's got a good bit of, and Sax is almost out. He's got to clear the hooks.
Ray's recovering that mount. Every time he does it, Sax is switching to the side of the knot to try and undo it.
Yeah.
And Ray's just quick enough to switch back.
I got to be honest, it's great awareness from both of these guys.
Yeah.
One from Sax being still have the mind, the ability to turn, try and fight that body triangle, and then Raymond in turn switching that up every time. I mean, this is what it's all about. Every second that clicks by, Raymond's in a better position. So what's going to happen from here? We're going to record Ray's time, and then we can see if he's working. Unfortunately, here, if Ray gets a submission, they're still going to carry on for the next round, which is... So Ray's doing the right thing here, right out the time. No, it actually doesn't make sense to get the submission here because you stop the clock, rather right out the full 2 minutes.
Go for the full 2 minutes, conserve your energy to escape as quick as possible.
Sure. And I think
there we are. Ray's getting in deeper and deeper with his right hand with every transition that happens.
Couple of seconds left here. And I think Ray's going to really ride this clock right out. And also, like, there's nothing wrong with putting on a submission and just holding it there, like, you know, put the guy under a bit more pressure, make him a bit more tired. Would be smart.
You've got 20 seconds left.
Okay, so
we got the full 2 minutes.
So Ray's got 2 minutes now to escape this, and he wins. Okay, so interesting here. Ray's got a full 2 minutes to find a way out. And as you know, this is a kind of position he'll be very used to, drilling and escaping and controlling. And
hours upon hours.
Hours and hours and hours. So, you know, he'll definitely have a plan on escape here. Great awareness here from the ref, Kirk, to make sure he's not leaning back. And they go Raymond straight, looking to get his head to the mat.
Immediately getting his head to the other side.
And he's out. He's got to get rid of the seatbelt and he's got to get out. And he's looking to attack a submission, which is not a bad plan as well.
That's out.
Yeah, I would say he's out. He's got to release. Yeah, he's got to be out now. No, he's out.
That's out.
He's out.
That's out. Great fight though from both young men.
Yeah, I'm massively impressed by both of these guys. Yeah, I mean obviously Ray's sweating, but he doesn't look like he's breathing heavy or anything like that. So fresh to get on to the next round, which is going to be.
He's got a couple hours for that. So.
He's got a good breather, but you've got to cool down and then warm up again, which is not ideal. Next up, we've got Gift Walker versus Cindile Maningela. Gift Walker also coming up on short notice against someone he'd be very familiar with. You know, it's like a cross camp. They know each other well. They train together, so it'd be super interesting. They would definitely know a little bit about each other's game.
They're both grapplers. They're both MMA fighters.
Sure. So it'll be interesting. And this is like the future of MMA against the old guard in Cindile Maningela, so it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Cindile is the former EFC champ, just had a fight in Brave
UAE.
in UAE. Gift's on like a 2-3 fight win streak in EFC at the moment.
Correct. So yeah, interesting to see how this one plays out. And like I said, they would have spent a lot of time together on the mat, camps that they train together.
The coaches are very close and always, sharing knowledge with each other.
Got the mighty Kirk Bloomer joining us here on the table after a stellar performance there on the mat. Well done, Kirk.
It's got the refs on the side of us discussing the EBI position rules.
Yeah.
So it's an intriguing discussion. I wish I could give it to you.
Let's go back up to my main man, CS, when he's ready. Let me just hear what they're saying. Okay, so the feedback is we're waiting for the next guys. They're making their way to come out onto the stage. And I'm excited about this one. I like Gift Walker. I think he's a dark horse. He's beaten some pretty high caliber guys in some grappling tournaments before. It'll be a massive upset.
Yeah.
It'll be a massive upset if he beats Cindile here. Interesting to note, after Ray had the rib problem and he fought Cindile Maningela here in the same arena for Submission Kings, Queens and Kids, he asked me, he's like, please can we try and set up the super fight down the line? And it looks like tonight he might just get his wish.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm not writing Gift Walker off because I think he definitely has the ability to beat Cindile, but there's a possibility he gets his wish here. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds to that. It's a fight he really wanted. And again, if it's another fight where he's got to ride all the way to the EBI rounds, how's it going to bode for him,
It's going to be tough, but if there's, not just one man, but there's one of the guys who can do it, it's going to be him.
Sure, like I said, I mean, obviously...
Our next matchup will see two familiar friends turn competitive foes for the next 10 minutes. He took this opportunity on 5 days' notice. Please welcome from the blue corner and representing JP Kruger's House of Tinkerbell and Art Suave Jiu-Jitsu, Gift Walker.
I was actually just wondering, I hadn't seen JP yet, but he is here. Like I said,
his opponent from Quebec needs no introduction. The Extreme Fighting Championship Bantamweight champion in the red corner and representing the PE Submission Fighting Academy. Please welcome Cindile Maningela.
What I was saying was two camps, obviously, as you can see, they know each other really well. They spend a lot of time together, so it'll be interesting. Cindile has opted for the no rashi approach.
The vale todo.
Right, so interesting to see how these guys approach this. Like I said, they would know each other really well. They might know exactly on where and how to win these fights, so let's see what happens. There's a lot of lion cross gorilla on Gift Walker's gear.
And crowns.
It's mesmerizing. Yeah, crowns, gorillas and lions. I like it.
So you know, Cindile is a really good wrestler. We've seen it in the UFC. He's a second
straight
dan-
up to the chin strap. Look at that.
Second
Straight
dan
up to
ju-
that chin strap.
Oh, that could be tight.
I think Gift is in deep trouble here, and he's going to go up. Oh, he should be. I think if he can get onto the mount position there, it's going to get interesting.
Saying Cindile is a second dan judoka. You know, he's opted to just sit to guard immediately.
And also a brown belt in jiu-jitsu and an MMA world champion.
Some accomplishments.
So you've got your hands full if you're dealing with him. And he's funny enough, his weight was pretty decent. He came in quite easy, but he looks a big guy. You know, he looks a physically big guy.
I mean, when he's fighting MMA, he's fighting in bantamweight,
Gift,
right?
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, Gift's trying to work on a guillotine of his own. Yeah, he's fighting at bantamweight.
That's 61 kilos.
Yeah, and he's made 70 quite easily.
That's still heavier than my walking around weight.
Interesting, looking for the back here onto the hip lock.
The winner of this fight's fighting is fighting Ray.
Correct. We'll fight Raymond in the next round. So let's. Cindile looking very comfortable, very confident, and definitely been lifting a few weights in the off season. One of the things we asked him in the vlog leading up to it was, you know, obviously he went to UAE, didn't go his way. How important is it to come straight back in and get an opportunity to compete again? You know what I mean? He's a gamer. He wants to compete.
Yeah.
He wants to be here. And he was also signed up originally for the welterweight division, the 77 kilos, but then obviously signed a fight. So
Yeah.
he was happy. I would love to have seen what he would have weighed in, because if he's bantamweight, lightweight, welterweight, where exactly he fits in.
That's a large weight
Sure.
gap. How does that play into your confidences, though? You know, you having come off a loss, having won a world title, then coming off a loss.
Yeah, I think it's a different scenario, because it's a more like fun sort of scenario in jiu-jitsu. You know, obviously he's motivated by winning probably 10,000 rand plus another title, but I think the setting's a little bit more relaxed. You know, like it's not big pressure. It's not, you know, his career is not on the line and that kind of thing. You know, can have a bit of fun and enjoy himself in a competitive setting. So I think it's a good opportunity for him to compete and you know, stay in the public's knowledge, let's say. People can see him perform and that kind of thing, and maybe goes back to UAE Warriors and be considered a jiu-jitsu champion.
Sorry, Gift's attacking the guillotine. He's just managed to close his hands together. He needs to get his leg free. Cindile is obviously wise to this and is trying to control the feet.
Yeah, and he's given.
And obviously there was no
Nice.
threat because he wasn't even fighting the hands.
Interesting to note, Cindile is like the second there's a gap, he's finding the underhook and he's starting to turn up.
No. It's very much a wrestling MMA approach to grappling. Just get on top, stay on top.
Oh, the judo coming through there with a little
Gift
attempted hip toss.
Gift doing great to defend it though.
Yeah, like I say, two guys that know each other probably knew it was coming.
This is almost like big brother versus little brother.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Gift coming to assert his dominance over his
The old guard.
the older brother that's kind of been punching him around for the last decade, but now he's, you know, lifted some weights and got good at fighting.
Oh,
That was tricky, but good work.
didn't like the way Gift fell over his knee there, if I'm honest. But seems okay, thank goodness.
It's also interesting. It's a very different crowd to the last event.
Sure.
Like, there's a few similar faces, but there's a lot of new faces,
Sure.
which is, you know, it's great to see. I mean, obviously that's
Oh,
because
good
there's new
breakdown
people
position
fighting.
there. Yeah, and I think it's guys starting to trust the brand that we're trying to put on a good show, you know. But also, like, we're trying to get as much of the community involved in terms of fights. We want to reach out to guys like Kiara, for example, was in the quintet but didn't get a chance to perform. So we wanted to bring her back immediately. Well done.
Great work for Cindile to keep tightening, keep it going until he finally got the tap.
Great job. And like I said, you know, Gift's given Cindile a bit of hard work. For the
Yeah,
next
it
round,
wasn't
you
a
know?
walkover.
So Raymond the cut gets his wish. He'll face Cindile Manigele in the next round.
Get their rematches.
Yeah. And big shout out to Gift Walker, man. Also, he's got a fight coming up in the EFC on May the 7th. He's got a big fight. He's fighting Dunshil Mudley, which is a massive fight for both guys. So credit to him. Keep your eyes on Gift Walker. We'll definitely get him back here soon. And yeah, very appreciative for guys like him to step up on short notice and come and perform and have some fun. He said in his notes, you know, he's obviously getting ready for a fight, but he wanted to come and do this for fun, and I hope he's had a bit of fun here tonight.
It's a big, interesting fight, actually.
It's a massive fight. It's a massive fight. So, you know, it's nice to see these guys. And I mean, obviously, there's risks of injuries and that kind of stuff. So, credit to them for coming out here and putting it on the line with fights hard and ready to go, you know. So, we really appreciate that. And so, keep your eyes on Gift Walker fighting in the UFC on May the 7th. I think it's going to be a cracker.
Okay, we're going to send it up to Mr. C.S. Duplessis.
Third matchup is next. In the blue corner, the whiz kid from Renzo Gracie, Cape Town, sent to fly their flag. Please welcome Kevin Koch.
The first half of this.
His opponent, a leader of the WSG Wolfpack in the red corner and representing Vickers Swat Grappling. Please welcome Darren Gordon.
Say, Guy, I'm very excited about this matchup. I'm a big fan of Darren Gordon. I like this kid. I like the way he approaches things. And it's going to be interesting to see a nice even matchup. 2 purple belts, or purple belts and I think Kevin's on the fringe of a purple belt.
No, Kevin, him and his brother got them beginning of this year, end of last year.
Okay, so I'm right. 2 purple belts.
Darren's been a purple belt for over a year at least now at this point. I think it was deep lockdown when he was awarded his purple. You got, you know, in Darren's corner, you've got Mr. Vickers Swat, second or third Dan black belt.
We had lost Bobby, but he's been found.
In the other corner, Kevin Koch, you've got Kurt George, and you know, cornering Mr. Kevin Koch as well as Mr. Chris Steenkamp.
The Henzo Elite.
Here we go.
Interesting approach by Darren.
Interesting.
Looking
Like
to
he
get a
wants
bit of
to-
resting going, straight onto a single leg. Interesting. And like I say, you can see Darren, he looks a physically strong guy. That pressure looks very tight on top from Darren Gordon. But from what I've seen from Kevin, he's quite happy on his back.
Quite happy. He's, you know, really good guard retention. See, even with all that pressure, he's still managing to keep the space.
Sure.
Almost controlling Darren's posture.
Just a note on how it came to be Kevin Koch. Obviously, we were expecting Matt Taylor and Martino de Silva. Obviously, they couldn't make it, and this was the name they put forward. This is the kid they wanted to send. And there's a reason for that, you know. So he's feeling a bit of pressure being sent out by his team, but he said he felt quite honored that they'd put his name in, and this is who they wanted to send. And the Henzo's gym, very competitive guys. They've got 1 belt, so they definitely want to take another one home with them. So interesting to see how he handles all of that. Interesting approach here from Darren, the way he's almost like in that that wrestling shoot position, but keeping his feet activated so he can push off at any moment.
He's very mobile on it.
Yeah.
But my only question is, how did they decide Kevin over his brother?
Yeah, that was a good question. They actually wanted to send both at a point, and I was like, it's okay. Onto the double leg there from Darren.
Kevin doesn't seem too phased by it.
No. He's nice and relaxed, but you can see Darren I think he feels that he's physically got a bit of an advantage in the strength, and he's trying to find a way that he can use it. He's really working on. Now he's working on killing the hips, keeping those legs cinched up. And I mean, obviously, he's in his corner, Vickers Swart, who's been doing this, a millennial, great.
Who's also, renowned for his top pressure.
Sure, immense. I was actually watching him coach while I was there, and he was showing like a side control position. It's just like a silverback, you could literally park your coffee on top of his back. You can just see it's going to be an immense amount of pressure that you're not going to be comfortable with. And this is a guy that spends a lot of time with Vickers, and he's really like one of the leaders in the gym.
Yeah.
Puts his name forward and competes.
Okay, Kevin, going for the anaconda. He also got the arm trap there. It's a bit hard to see from this angle.
It is. The left arm was trapped, but it roll out.
Darren gets
well
back on top.
Great top pressure, like we were just talking, and now he's going to start to. In that north-south position, looked it was a lot of pressure there. And again, a good chance for Darren to relax, catch his breath, calm down.
Yeah.
And again, Kevin doesn't seem too phased by much here, I've got to be honest. Straight onto the legs again from Darren Gordon. Ooh. That's going to become very uncomfortable very quick.
It's interesting how Kevin's game plan's changed a little bit. Now he's trying to go for the top positions.
Sure. I would assume that he's getting a bit uncomfortable with the pressure.
Specifically guillotines. Yeah, it's not a nice place to be, always being crushed.
And every time they stand up, you can see he takes a nice big breath.
Yeah. Surprised I haven't seen like a jumping triangle out of him.
Sure. Back onto the guillotine from Kevin.
Very mobile with his legs.
What would you say from Darren Gordon's perspective? He's getting a bit of control time, a lot of top pressure. He's got to start to find a way, as we're saying that, to convert that pressure into something.
You know what they say, position over submission.
Sure.
If your position's correct, that means your pressure's correct, or at least immense,
really
hopefully.
Trying to pull that arm out now,
which leads to openings, which in theory leads to submissions. The problem is when he's wrestling, I don't see him shutting down the hips as so much. He's focused more on the legs. He's doing a much better job now. And he's got that deep underhook as he's trying to knee slice through to side control. And so I'd like to see him control the hips more, which he's doing a good job now. Trying to get his leg out.
And it's out.
But again, he hasn't cleared the leg.
Sure. And again, Kevin's quite comfortable there. He nothing's really phasing him. He's keeping calm, taking his time. Possibly a leg there. It's the second time Darren's used this. He's kind of like trapping that leg. Oh. Back into your favorite 50-50 position there, guy.
There was a stage in jiu-jitsu where that was the meta, and everyone was doing it in gi, no gi, every IBJJF and UAE event.
Darren's very strong on this double leg.
Yeah. Look, he's very good at clamping the legs together.
Sure.
It's just that last centimeter or two, getting past the hip line. Kevin seems to consistently able to retrap.
4 minutes left to work here. Still a lot of time to pull something off. But again, if you're Darren, you've worked hard to get into good positions. You want to start converting those into results now.
And constant wrestling from top is exhausting. It's like pushing a sleigh the whole time.
like to see him try and almost push to that 3-quarter mount here and then start.
Yeah,
to he's trying to like just push his leg out.
Exactly, that might be a better position. Instead of trying to go to knee side control, like slice straight into the quarter mount.
Sure.
And then start working an upper body attack, free the leg, then finish the upper body attack. That might be a better tactic. Maybe he's listening to us.
Again, maybe we should start cornering guys.
We stop shouting.
Stop speaking so loud, so guys. But yeah, he's in a good position here, Darren. You know, he can really take his time to work something. Onto the arm.
See how he cradles through, but he's not blocking the hip enough when he does it. It's allowing space to come through. However, the longer this fight goes, I imagine the better for Darren. Altitude and all.
Sure. But that being said, like, he's using a lot more energy, it seems.
Kevin's got the diamond clamp. Darren doing a good job of posturing up and sneaking his other hand in there.
Yeah.
And I switch into an armbar.
And that's deep.
Tap. Gets the tap.
Very well done.
Smooth work from Kevin.
There's one-way traffic there until that point. And you can see he's not impressed. But
Kevin's
got
tired.
the win. Great match there by those two guys. And that's jiu-jitsu for you. Like I said, you've got that good positions. You've got to convert. Very well done. You've got to convert that pressure into something. And that's what happens if you don't.
Kevin doesn't look too happy that it took that long to get there.
He seems a bit upset that it took him that long. But like I said, I'm a big fan of Darren Gordon, man. Great performance there. I think it'll be a massive learning curve for him, and he'll start to realize, you know, you've got to start to convert those moments into better positions or find submissions and things like that, you know. You can't, especially with a guy that's comfortable in his guard like that, you can't just rely on the pressure all the time. You've got to start to make things work. And we saw that.
You've got to climb that ladder and not leave yourself in a medium distance.
Especially in this kind of format. We saw that with Christian Camp in the last one. You can dominate a fight all the way and then get to the overtime and it doesn't go your way, you know.
That could be so crushing.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
It's horribly crushing. But great performance here by those two guys. And we move to the last fight for this round, which is going to be the big one. Rhys van der Merwe versus Cedric Doyle. And yeah, I think it's going to be fireworks. What I'm interested to see is whether Rhys comes out the way he normally does, with immense pace and pressure from the get-go, you know. That's been his modus operandi up until now. I want to see against a guy like Cedric, that's still going to be the way he comes out, you know. How hard he's going to fire.
The final matchup of the first round is arguably the most anticipated. First out from the red corner, also from Gqeberha, the Eastern Cape of South Africa, and the second representative from the PE Submission Fighting Academy, a finalist from the welterweight Winner Takes It All tournament. Please welcome Rhys van der Merwe. His opponent, a stalwart on the South African MMA scene, making his return to the Submission King's mat. He represents Art Suave Jiu-Jitsu in the blue corner. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cedric Doyle.
Here we go. I'm imagining this is going to be a high-paced fight.
I think it's going to be very high-paced.
Shaking his hands.
Okay, that's what I want to see. It looks like Rhys is going straight back to his modus.
Interesting from Cedric, looking for his little foot sweeps.
This is such an intriguing matchup to me. I think Cedric looks a little bit thicker, if you can put it that way. I would imagine that he's going to be a little bit secunda stronger. But I think Rhys dealt with a bigger division earlier, so it's not something he's going to be uncomfortable with. And again, it's two camps that know each other really well. Basically the same camp in essence. Oh, yeah. Great little entry there. And I think this is where Cedric will be comfortable, you know. on top wherever he can, putting a bit of pressure on. Straight onto the guillotine there by Rhys.
Cedric's doing a fairly decent job of shutting down those legs.
he's
Not
got
allowing
those-
the Ivor, you know, he's not
Yeah, he's got those legs.
that leg lace, that khabib.
Yeah, the Khabib style. But Rhys straight away onto the butterfly and his legs are free. What I want to see is Rhys's armbar setup. I'm sure we're going to see it at least once today, and this is where it comes from. So
This
let's see.
is the position. He's already got that arm isolated, but Cedric's wise to it. He's not.
As you say that.
No, he's
And that arm's-
posturing up well.
The thing is now with Rhys in that setup, there's quite a bit of tape on it, so you can watch and see how he's doing it, which
Yeah.
is going to be to his detriment, I'm
You can-
afraid.
Don't get good at things. Don't go
Yeah.
viral.
Cedric working on killing those hips again. Good control on that outside knee for Cedric. See with his left hand scooping all the way across. Little arm drag attempt there by Rhys.
Rhys has always got. He's always got Cedric's posture broken.
Sure.
If you notice, only time he doesn't is when Cedric's doing it himself because he's got his legs wrapped up. See, immediately.
Also, Cedric's base here looks really strong. It looks like
Yeah.
like Rhys is really trying to move him.
So Rhys,
As we said,
that was
now to the
brilliant
glass.
from Rhys.
Straight onto the back.
Or twister? Is he
Jeez.
looking for the twist? No. I'd love to get a replay of that to break it down.
Jesus.
Rhys has
Straight
got his arm
back
in.
control. Looks going to come up to the mount position now and back onto the back. Rhys is he's just an absolute wizard. Okay, Rhys has got the back here still. Sorry, we've just been shown
That we look like fair.
a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas
It,
comparison.
it looks
between
it looks like we're
Carlos
driving through
Cruz.
backcountry.
We are absolutely getting those sunglasses.
I told you I already have them. They just I left them in Cape Town.
I need to get my own pair. The guy already has his. Okay,
Okay,
he's
Rhys
staying
is-
heavy on that back, looking for that hook on the far side, and it's
He's
in.
a little bit high.
But he's like playing between that. What happened there?
What's going on?
I don't know. I think there was a
Sorry, the back's turned to us.
yeah,
on
there's
both
a fear
cameras,
of the
so-
way something was set in there. But I think Cedric's in a bit of trouble here. Rhys is playing between that arm triangle and back, arm triangle back, and now he's switched it up.
Cedric's, I mean, his hand fighting's pretty good. He's avoided actual danger until now. But Rhys is in a fantastic job. He's never actually letting Cedric get to his
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
As I say that.
And he's out. He's in.
But he's, Cedric's pretty safe here.
Yeah.
He's going to, I assume, work for an underhook sequence to get on top again, where he's more comfortable. But he's got to avoid the DOS or the guillotine as he gets on top.
Yeah, and you can see Rhys is already starting to set that
That's
up.
why Cedric's trying to stretch out his back, so he's making it safe. But Rhys still managed to
it's
sync
getting-
it up.
it's-
It
yeah,
might not be
it's
tight
getting-
enough, but
You can
he's got that
see
position.
you can see a bit of redness starting to form there in Cedric's face as it's getting tighter, and that's
So
going to
Rhys-
get very
no,
tough. There's
Rhys
the
gets
tap.
the tap.
He said he was a favourite, and there's a reason for it, and that's why.
Good embrace between kind of teammates, training partners. Great victory by Rhys. Boys just having some fun there.
Yeah, and that's, Rhys getting it done in 5 minutes. He's comfortable, he dominated, he showed off his technical prowess, and the rest of the guys are looking at this and like, this is the guy you got to watch. So in the next round we'll have,
It's Mr. Rock Buffet versus Lieutenant
yeah,
Vico.
that's coming up. We're going to have a short break, but I just want to work out. It's going to be Raymond versus Cindile Manangela.
Yeah.
and Rhys van der Merwe
Versus Kevin Koch.
versus Kevin Koch, which is going to be hell of an interesting.
We'll see you after the break, guys.
Yeah, just a quick one while we clean up the mats. We'll be back.
Team dedicated to your vehicle needs. Whether you are looking to buy a new or used car online or in one of our many dealerships, our trained staff will be there to guide you. With our state-of-the-art service centers, products and parts, we guarantee peace of mind. The CMH Group isn't just the first choice, we are the only choice. Visit your local CMH Group dealers today.
Blue Sky Sourcing is an innovative, all-inclusive solution for the procurement, fulfillment, and distribution of branded merchandise, display, and visual communications. BSS provides a turnkey solution for all branded merchandise that's fast and reliable, at prices that could not be beaten even if they were sourced directly. BSS provides clients with the ease, convenience, and cost saving associated with procurement and branding of products as a single solution, delivered countrywide. Blue Sky Sourcing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Our next bout is by popular demand. Another first for Submission Kings, our first ever gi match, and it's a potential barn burner. Coming off his high-flying, bonus-winning performance at Winner Takes All 1, representing Quan Vessels in the red corner, please welcome Rourke Buffet. His opponent also needs no introduction. The Extreme Fighting Championship flyweight champion, judo master, and fan favorite. The man they call Shorty, representing PE Submission Fighting Academy. In the blue corner, please welcome Lutando Biko.
Well, Guy,
I'm excited.
It looks weird seeing them walk out in the gi, if we're honest. Justin Ferrer's shivering in his seat at the fact of seeing guys in the gi, but I am super excited for this one.
I'm super excited. Is Shorty wearing a judo gi?
Probably.
Does that make a difference?
I have no idea, if I'm honest. I would guess it would be harder to tear.
So
Well,
Rogue
they
immediately shooting for the, sitting down shooting.
avoiding the judo at all costs, which is what you would come to expect. And this is what I was interested to see is what sort of effect the grips play. Will Lutando have an advantage in the grips? He's a strong guy, a super strong guy.
Strong guy,
And
lots
his
of
arm
pressure.
is in big
Immediately
trouble
going for that
already.
armbar. Rourke doing an okay job at keeping that, but he needs to separate Shorty's legs, which.
And as being a very well experienced judoka, this is a position that Shorty would be well experienced in. And Rourke is very good at escaping this position, but in the gi it's a little bit different. Big trouble.
Tap. Oh, there's a tap immediately. Brilliant display by Shorty.
That's the difference between insane judo, I would say. Very quick.
Very good work
Very
from
quick. 45 seconds.
Very good work from Lutando Biko.
Would you how different do you think a fight like that goes in a no-gi version? Would be super interesting to see. Like how much effect does a gi have? You would imagine being a judoka, armbars are a big part of judo, and you find that position immediately. Pressure, find the position, took the arm.
100%. So you know what they say, no gi will make your offense strong, gi will make your defense strong, because it's so much harder to get out of things with all that friction, and there's less space available.
Sure. I'm like, my heart's still good at quite a high pace and the fight's already over. There is a tendency of guys to say that gi jiu-jitsu is quite boring. That seemed pretty exciting to me, if you ask me.
I mean,
it was over pretty quick.
Might have even been sub of the night so far. So next up we've got some slap jiu-jitsu, some combat jiu-jitsu, or if you like to say in South Africa, PK jiu-jitsu.
I don't know if PK is a technical term, Lazarus, but it's going to be interesting. These are going to be two massive men in the combat jiu-jitsu setup, which is going to be very, very, very interesting. Okay, well, while we wait, let's build it up. We've got Gary Smith, who went undefeated as a heavyweight MMA fighter. Had to spend some time on the sidelines. He's facing a bit of a late adjustment in Merrick, who also spent a bit of time on the amateur circuit, went to the IMF Worlds. And both well-experienced guys. And like I say, these are big men, over 100 kilos, both guys. So yeah, it's going to be massively exciting. Obviously, the combat obviously the combat jiu-jitsu makes things a little bit different, you know. It gives the ability to throw a bit of an open-handed strike to create a different opening where you wouldn't normally. So,
You know,
I just hope the mat holds up with the over 200 kilos having a crack at each other here on the mat.
You
I
know,
mean, I was on there earlier, so it should be fun.
you and Justin Ferrier.
Justin wasn't allowed on. I was on against Will. I tapped to a very early heel hook. but
Was it
for the
Warren
safety
again?
of my own knee. No,
Oh,
this time it was Will.
Okay.
You know, I'm like 0-3 on this mat in a informal setting.
At some point, though, it's got to go.
We keep trying, guy. We keep trying.
It's one thing with I can't remember what the weight was for Wade and
So
the
that was
guys-
that was middleweight. So
you know
the guys that agreed to just over 80
those guys are
kilos.
big, but they're not
Yeah.
they're not heavyweight big, and there is always something about a heavyweight combat sports event
Well,
that really attracts people.
It's the pinnacle of combat sport is the heavyweight. So
Yeah.
let's see how this one pans out. I think just on paper, Merrick probably has slightly better technical jiu-jitsu. Gary Smith is going to be heavier.
Ladies and
He's probably
gentlemen,
gonna be a little bit
please remember to
stronger.
check out the samaf.org website and see how you can contribute to our amateur athletes and realizing their true potential, because we really are blessed with some incredible talent here in South Africa. Next up, you want to strap yourselves in for this one. It's a heavyweight combat jiu-jitsu match of epic proportions. In the red corner from Carlson Gracie, Durban, he went undefeated as a heavyweight mixed martial artist. Please welcome Gary Smits. His opponent also had a stellar career as an amateur MMA athlete. He represents the Apex Army, the man they call Bear. In the red corner, please welcome Merrick Bengis.
Is for the hometown boy, Merrick.
And we've obviously got to commend Merrick on that beautiful red mullet.
I was chokeholded into talking about it by him, so I have to say it is marvelous.
He doesn't have to ask us. We have to talk about it. It's absolutely majestic.
It's aspirational.
That's what I said to him. It is aspirational. And these are two big men. And fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. This one's going to get a little bit wild. I just prefer if they shoot any takedowns that way, as I'm saying that.
Oh,
Almost like an over-under takedown there from Bear,
Yeah,
Merrick Bengis.
Gareth Smith almost heel kicking Bobby in the process.
And shout out to
Yeah.
Bobby for being right in the action. It looked like he was about to take them both down.
Yeah. So this is Merrick's like bread and butter, you know,
And,
half guard control.
and for a combat jiu-jitsu setting, this is a great place to be because you can really start to lay in here.
This is the best place to be. So he just needs to find some posture
And
so he can start slapping.
oh, there's the first one.
It's gotta hurt.
And that's on the ear, and it's going to be ringing for a few days. Good hip positioning here from Merrick, and nice posturing up again. He's going to start to set that up. Another little cheeky one there from Merrick.
I like about Merrick, he's not just teeing off, he's maintaining
Yes.
control the whole time.
Another little cheeky one there. Good shot of body head there from Dylan Carrera Miguel in the crowd. Oh, looked like another one was about to land.
Oh,
He's looking for that Kimura now. He's Gary on the bottom,
interesting.
and he's quite deep on it. Yeah, it's a good way to use that to reverse his position and get out here.
No.
Merrick's base obviously very heavy there, forcing him to rethink that. You know, and that kind of like you're looking for a... Oh, well done. Great
So
bit of jiu-jitsu by these two guys, if we're honest.
Gary recently got his blue belt under William, right?
Correct.
And I know Merrick just recently got his purple belt. He's one of Chad's Honeycomb's main training partners.
And
Over the years.
Gary getting a bit dirty, getting a little
That's
cup
what-
across the mouth to affect the breathing.
Nothing like a good smother.
And it's what you signed up for here. Oh, that one sounded a bit worse. And the crowd really started to enjoy this one. Now Merrick looking for a submission.
Yeah, it kind of looks like he's starting to work towards his arm triangle, unless he's just using that to pass the side control and or mount.
A lot of pressure here by Merrick Bengus.
I think Merrick's actually also having fun out there.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time since he's competed.
Slapped the leg, I think, being shot by William Ober.
Gary's slapping back.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, he can make it uncomfortable and force the position to change.
Not to pull any, not to make a bad pun, but like he's not pulling his punches.
Pulling his.
Big haymakers coming down.
And again, like you say, it's very controlled from Merrick. He finds the right posture and the right position to really start to throw it out. And this one's really getting the crowd going, much to Mr. Ferrier's appreciation. Cheeky one there from Gary Smith on the bottom, and at the same time working that arm, but Merrick wise to it. Now the majestic mullet getting roughed up a little bit there. And Gary finally finds a way up, and Merrick puts him back down. Both guys now not enjoying the slaps, so starting to get better control of the arms. And
I'm always surprised by anyone who signs up for this.
It's intriguing, it's interesting. At least it's two guys that are pretty well versed in getting punched, so this is probably a little bit more comfortable for them.
Look, it's not a punch or an elbow, but it's
it's still horrible. Gary trying to sit up now. He's got back into that half guard position. He's been here a lot, working on that Kimura. I think to try and get the sweep, but also to stop that hand from coming through from Merrick. But again, Merrick's got a lot of control here, a lot of pressure. He's got to find a way to start converting it now.
He's definitely not rushing, but it's not stagnant in it. Every time Gary does anything, he's making a good attempt at shutting it down. He's keeping Gary's hips pinned the whole time. Now he's going to body lock
there
pass
from Merrick. Yeah,
Gary trying to let go, but it's hard to generate a lot of power from there. Merrick straight back to that side control, that crushing shoulder pressure.
Immense shoulder pressure there now from Merrick Bengus.
The veins on Gary's head are starting to pop.
You can see that pressure is super heavy. Just look at the size of the thighs of Merrick Bengus here in front of us. I mean, Gary's not comfortable there. That pressure is intense. And now he's permitting up. The pressure is going to get even harder. Looking for the slice.
So for those at home that don't quite understand, what Merrick's trying to get his knee line free, Gary's doing a pretty good job of just stopping that. Gary's got him in a bit of a lockdown, which straightens out Merrick's leg, makes it very hard to progress. But some great slapping from both men.
And I think Gary was in on the leg there. Let's see how Bobby resets. We'll get a better look.
Shots have robbed from next to me. That's a tough position to get reset in. You just worked out to get free, and
so
now
Bobby's resetting them in the guard position, which is interesting. And Merrick straight away looking for a bit of posture.
Just a shout out to Cedric Doyle. We didn't see it on camera, but apparently his finger broke in the middle fight. That's why that
almost
pause.
a 90-degree angle.
And he was like, "No, let's keep going. I'm fine."
But I did check it. His finger is straight, and it looks okay. It's probably going to be a bit sore.
Hashtag Secunda strong.
Yeah, Secunda strong, bro. Better control now from Gary. Okay. We're looking at Cedric's finger. It looks a little bit worse than what we thought. Yeah, but a bit of tape and you'll be fine tomorrow.
So what happens if there's no
Overtime rounds.
finish? Yeah.
Overtime rounds.
Pardon?
Overtime rounds.
Overtime rounds. So just extra time of smacking and.
I
Or
was trying to see what this position, having a little casual chat in
Yeah.
the middle there, the two guys.
just a little catch up.
Oh! Give and receive from both men.
So the other thing with slapping is it can actually hurt your hand too.
And humiliate you.
Yeah. But there comes a point where you can only throw so many before you, like, this is hurting my hand.
For sure, but both guys getting a lot off here, which is super interesting. Like, it's been a lot of back and forth between these two guys. But I mean, Merrick's definitely controlled the fight. And now Merrick in a very, very dominant position with 2.5 minutes
So
to go.
he's good. He's securing position. He's not rushing for that ground and pound.
Oh.
Seems pretty
And-
happy
and
just
just-
to Superman on him and then.
Just to note,
Smash.
you can obviously win by TKO here if the ref deems a stoppage. Looking for that arm triangle now. Gary Wise to it.
Surprised we're not seeing Merrick trying to go for high mounts and then some ground and pounds.
Sure. We saw
That was a
big
loud one.
That was a big one. And now Merrick isolating that arm.
It really adds another dimension where you can use the strikes to create openings and use the transitions to add in strikes. Oh! Merrick with those straight slaps, which are perfectly legal.
Bobby looking at it very closely now. I think this could be the end here. Merrick looking a little bit tired.
Well, 1 minute left on the clock. Gary going for the leg lock.
Oh!
Merrick spinning around without any issue.
I think we're gonna. Oh, that was so close to being stopped.
Merrick going full bear.
Stop it. I think it's gonna get stopped. This has got to be so close from being stopped.
Gary's still wrestling back.
Oh, and Gary reverses
finding
the
a way.
position.
Now he's ended up in the top position, but Merrick's setting up a triangle or armbar.
He's got to be watching.
But he
on
might
bar,
just be too
15
tired for
seconds.
that.
And now
slapping
Gary
back.
getting some back.
Merrick, oh, he's still going for that triangle. Oh, we're going to overtime.
We're going to see some overtime.
Sorry, you were asking me something earlier. Just going over the rules, discussing the coin toss. So let's break this down. We're going to EBI rules,
rounds,
but they're allowed to slap.
they're allowed to throw strikes. Big smile there from Merrick Bengus.
Do you just ignore the slapping and just escape as quick and submit
Well,
as quickly
the
as
thing
possible?
is here, like you throw up a slap, you at risk of giving up the position.
Exactly.
So, and vice versa. So it's going to be very interesting.
It's not exactly like you can generate much power from there.
Sure. Calls of Scramble City, but Gary really wearing it there. Both guys are very, very tired. So, which. Oh,
Gary with the body triangle. That is
shout out to
unexpected.
that. Merrick's going to start to pull on that ankle there. He's trapped that leg. It's going to become very uncomfortable for Gary. Oh! Throws one in just for good measure. Look, we can still get a TKO here. Great control here by Gary Smith. Got to be said. And on top of that, still finding time to throw in a few slaps.
Highly impressive.
And he's out.
Merrick getting the escape. 1 minute 22 left on the clock. Well, 1 minute 22 left on the clock. So now Gary has to escape in less than 122 to win. Merrick needs to either hold it that long or get a submission.
Gary's got to survive longer. He's got to hold. He's got to escape in 38 seconds or less. Less than 38 seconds to win.
That's not a long time.
No. It's going to be very interesting. I mean, if you're Merrick Bengus, you've got to just think to hold on here, not throw anything, just
no, definitely,
keep
we're definitely not trying to throw anything at this point. We're just trying to keep control for that 38 seconds. 10 seconds left.
Merrick working a submission there, and I think he's very good chance of him getting it. I think we're going to see a tap here. Nearly there, just a few more seconds. Time.
Well, that's it. Merrick gets the win in overtime.
Massive, massive performance by those two guys. Definitely my fight of the night so far.
That was super entertaining. As a purist, I'm leaning
In
towards
shock.
the girls.
What a great performance by those two guys.
Crowd is going crazy. They loved it. We're going to definitely see a lot more combat jiu-jitsu in the future.
I was so excited to see how it translates into the heavyweights. Obviously, the impact's a little bit harder, but we saw some great transitions. Great, but I mean that fight was almost stopped. It was almost over. Gary finding a way to get into turtle position and surviving, but evidently not surviving enough to win. But great performance by those two guys. Gary really wearing it a little bit, so we're going to send him to get checked out. My heart rate's going at a few miles an hour.
Mine too, but it might be the
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, a fight with some serious title implications. A women's fight of massive proportions. In the red corner, fresh off her ladies all-star quintet heroics, looking to put herself in title fight position, representing Quan Vessels. Please welcome Monique Mouse van Staden. Her opponents and quintet teammates who also had a great showing, representing House of Tinkerbell and Art Suave Jiu-Jitsu. Please welcome Nicole van Wyk.
So, interesting fights. These girls have fought a few times. They were actually on the same team at the last event.
Yeah. And this is one I'm watching very intently. You know, we're trying to build divisions for the ladies. We're looking for title contenders, and definitely a winner here is definitely going to throw their names in the hat for the first title contention for this division. Like you said, they know each other really well. Nicole's more recently beat Monique here in this actual same venue for Submission Queens, let me say. And Monique really looking to get this one back. We obviously saw her heroics from the quintet that everybody was going so mad about. So yeah, good opportunity for her to come back and really show her prowess. And the same for Nicole van Wyk, who's on Team South Africa as an amateur for MMA. She won't go away easily. She's very aggressive. She's very strong. Got a lot of heart. Very exciting matchup. And two girls that have come to know each other really.
Monique already getting that armbar, or attempting the armbar.
This is in super tight.
Again, the crowd having flashbacks to when this was happening to Monique. She's not, her arm's bending at the elbow in the right way, so there's risk, but it's not.
It's deep, but her arm's not extended completely just yet. And Nicole looks comfortable.
It looks like it's slipping a little bit.
But I think on that side it's bending really ugly that we can't see.
Ooh. Nicole making faces.
She tapped.
Monique getting the tap. Excellent display from Monique.
Massive statement from Monique van Staden there, getting that win back in emphatic fashion, leaving no doubt. Sure, great performance there by Monique van Staden, and I'm sure she'll be happy to get that one back. And now immediately we're looking for a title contention here for Monique van Staden. We're going to throw up to CS now, but we're going to take a small break just to gather and get ready for the next round. Let the guys get refueled and rested as well as us. Let's give it up to CS.
Ladies and gentlemen, there'll be a 15-minute interval. There are refreshments outside. Help yourself. There's some wonderful coffee too. And hope you've enjoyed the action so far. We'll see you back in 15 minutes' time.
Group, not just your local dealership, but the motoring team dedicated to your vehicle needs. Whether you are looking to buy a new or used car online or in one of our many dealerships, our trained staff will be there to guide you. With our state-of-the-art service centers, products and parts, we guarantee peace of mind. The CMH Group isn't just the first choice, we are the only choice. Visit your local CMH Group dealers today.
Blue Sky Sourcing is an innovative, all-inclusive solution for the procurement, fulfillment, and distribution of branded merchandise, display, and visual communications. BSS provides a turnkey solution for all branded merchandise that's fast and reliable, at prices that could not be beaten even if they were sourced directly. BSS provides clients with the ease, convenience, and cost saving associated with procurement and branding of products as a single solution, delivered countrywide. Blue Sky Sourcing.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please take your seats. The action is about to get underway, and it's semi-final time in the winner takes it all 2 8-man competition. All right, time to call out our competitors tonight for the first semi-final. In the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Raymond Akitz. His opponent in the blue corner, Cindile Manengela.
Welcome back. Straight back into the 8-man. This is the semi-final. And this is the one we wanted to see. Raymond Akitz versus Cindile Manengela. Like we were saying before, they did face each other here in our public comp. So, and it's one that Ray wanted back, so he gets an opportunity now. Going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Cindile obviously flying high after the first round. Both guys looking reasonably fresh.
Yeah. I mean, they both had some pretty long fights. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So, but both guys look good. They look fresh. Again, Cindile just looks like a bigger guy. He looks physically a bit bigger guy. But Raymond will know, and they'll both know, you know, mistakes and lessons learned from facing each other before. And Raymond into position where he's comfortable and looking for that triangle immediately.
Ray's just got such a flow state.
Sure.
It's just like, okay, this is where I am now.
Sure. Doesn't look too phased, but both guys are pretty calm and collected in this. But Cindile is going to be heavy on those hips, you know that already. And Ray not trying to like force it too much. Transfers the head, gets a knee shield back in. Good grip fight there between the two guys. Be interesting to see as we get deep into this round what get an idea of what each other's game plan is. I think, like, do you want to go for the kill? Do you want to risk it on the overtime? What do you want to do here? It's intriguing, man, and it's obviously from here straight to the final. So you've got to think things carefully.
And with less of a rest time.
Cindile's base holding out there. You can see his base is very, very, very solid. You're not gonna get him to budge very easily.
No.
Little push to break away there by Raymond Akitz. Again into the grip fight. Let's see Ray trying to wrestle up there. Stuffed by Cindile. No one really getting a very effective dominant position here. You can see Cindile looking up at his corner for instructions there.
Yeah, Ray's, he's controlling those hands. It's not. So as soon as Cindile does try to come in, he can't base on the hand because it's not there. So he can't really push forward too much. But now we're back on our feet. So is Ray going to change his plan? He's going to try and shoot. Cindile going to try go arm drag to single leg again.
Yeah, Ray sits down onto the leg into a half guard position. Interesting approach this by Ray to let what seems to be a stronger guy get on top quite comfortably. It's almost like he wants to find himself into a guard position. Cindile is quite comfortable here, looking to try set up something. Let's see what he does with it. Raymond's turning in.
Cindile's patient with it.
Raymond giving up his neck a little bit there, but gathering it again. Nice fighting.
He's in a bit of trouble, but nothing I shouldn't be able to escape.
Super intense matchup between these two guys. It's no one's giving up anything, and there's no mistakes being made here.
Like I said, Ray's got that ability to find something. He's almost finished fishing for a triangle. Now he's looking for that ninja choke. It's like a modified Ezekiel from the bottom in north-south.
He's almost got that.
It's horrible.
Just talk us through that grip there, guy.
So it's kind of like a reverse grip on a guillotine. You essentially just shoving your fist into his throat.
Sure.
But he can't base out of it because he's trapped by your arm.
And I mean, it was on enough to...
Yeah, Cindile was fighting the grip. You know,
It was only enough to...
he's dealing with it.
Sure. Cindile responding to his corner there.
Oh.
Again, Cindile very, very cognizant of his corner, stops to listen to the instructions and acknowledges and continues.
Ray doing a really good job of
and again setting up the triangle.
not getting the triangle position. It looks tight. Cindile's doing a decent job of defending. He's trying to get his base strong.
Oh, and he's reset it again. This is going to get very tight. But I think Cindile's almost
Cindile
out there. His
seems
head,
kind of safe.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He's not comfortable.
Yeah, he's not comfortable, but he's not panicking. He's not in. Yeah, and now corner of Raymond.
Ray, I think, is looking for the arm bar
attacking
now.
the arm. Yeah. Great cornering by both corners. You have very, very precise instructions for both guys, and we had a kind of stalemate now to see who makes the first move.
Yeah.
I mean, Cindile obviously knows he's the guy in trouble here, but he also knows that Raymond's got to advance, and that's going to give him an opportunity to perhaps try and escape.
There, Ray's got the arm separated. Oh. Ray's trying to get the arm separated for the armbar. And he keeps, Cindile letting go, and then as soon as Ray reaches for it, he clamps up again, making it really difficult. But he also doesn't want to waste energy yanking on it.
And again, we're in that stalemate where one's got to attack and one's got to defend, and each one's going to give up an opportunity to advance, and he's out.
Not of a respect from Ray to Cindile, acknowledging that he managed to survive his tight triangle.
Right, and now we're back to a half guard position. I think Ray will have a bit of confidence from that one, knowing that he got himself in a very good position to finish the fight there.
Yeah, definitely good for his future confidences.
Sure.
Regardless of what still happens in this fight. We're at about 2 submission, it's close submission attempts to both, I think, at this point.
Sure.
So Cindile with 2, I think it was guillotines. And Ray with the triangle and the ninja choke.
And worked on the armbar from that position. But John, all of a sudden it seems to me that Cindile is maybe a little bit more hesitant about how he engages now. He's a little bit more aware of the threat of the triangle and that kind of thing. And both guys staying very composed. Still a lot of time to work here, 2.5 minutes.
Ray's looking very focused.
Sure, both guys.
Entering that butterfly is keeping Cindile on his back. Now looking for the old can opener.
The classic can opener.
It's interesting how the dynamics changed. Now Ray's becoming the top pressure aggressor, and Cindile is kind of playing that bottom game.
Good knee slice there from Raymond Akert, but Cindile very wise to it. And knowing a little about Raymond, we know he loves a scramble, so any opportunity that's going to present itself, he's really going to switch it on.
Definitely where he's probably strongest is within the chaos. There's little spaces in the chaos.
Okay, nice. You can see the pace on elevate a little bit as we get into the close to the last minute here.
You know, so do you play it cool and just survive? And if an opportunity comes, by all means take it, or do you go guns blazing and try and get that finish?
Well, yeah, it's a tough question. I mean, it's how well do you trust your cardio or don't you? You know, if you trust your cardio to go hard enough at it and feel you can get a submission, I feel like both guys are being a little bit more hesitant now. It's kind of the same kind of positions. No one's really giving anything up. You know, you've got to create equal opportunities on both sides. So
no one's overcommitting.
Sure. And I think they're at the moment starting to, especially Cindile. I mean, he's not really like engaging too much. He's just standing up there. But
I'm kind of okay. It's not happening anymore. But whenever Ray's sitting up, I can see Cindile is kind of looking for a snap down to guillotine jump.
Sure.
But Ray, as he's like about to start launching Ray, I don't know if he's sensing it, but he lies down to get out of that range. 10 seconds left. Looks like we're going to be going to overtime unless something crazy happens. Cool. We're going to overtime. Now comes a lot of strategy. You know, I've been in a lot of team talks about this. You know, many perceive going on the offense first is better.
Yeah, I think if both guys are pretty fresh, it's a lot easier. I think it's if you're a bit tired, you've got to decide on where you go first. But both guys look pretty fresh, so let's see how they decide. Fate decided on a coin toss. How unfair.
Raymond won the coin toss. He's elected to take the back first.
Okay. Here we go.
See Ray, even though he's got the hooks, he's immediately looking for that body triangle. Cindile is quite wise to it, but
Ray straight away.
You know, so interesting from Cindile, you know.
And he's out.
He's getting out, but he wasn't defending the choke. But that's
13
exactly when
seconds.
That was exactly when Raymond gave up the position, was when he went for the choke.
Yeah,
it's a clever tactic from Cindile.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You got to decide like how you decide to attack or defend, and this is what makes it so interesting. Okay, so Raymond's got 13 seconds or less than 13 seconds to escape, and he wins. Cindile's got to hold on for 13 seconds. Raymond with a stern look of concentration on his face. I'd like to see Raymond just go for broke here, explode wherever he can.
He's got couple more seconds.
That's it. It's over. It's over.
That's time. Cindile gets the win in overtime.
And he's off to the final. Unlucky that. Great performance by both of these guys. Well structured game plan within the rule set. So,
yeah.
You know, I think Raymond can be very proud of himself.
I think that's a major confidence booster. You just went with the bantamweight EFC champion.
Sure.
You know, especially if you're going to make a career.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think he can hang his head very high off that performance. He did really, really well.
Well, we've got our first finalist, Cindile Manangala.
Yeah. And he waits to see whether it's his teammate or Kevin Koch.
On the verge of potentially claiming another title.
Yeah.
So up next we got Kevin Koch and
Rhys van der Merwe.
Rhys van der Merwe. That's
Alrighty, semi-final number 2 coming up.
Looking to secure their spots in the final and get one step closer to that 10,000 Rand courtesy of Action Bulletproof. Please welcome back in the red corner, Kevin Koch. His opponents in the blue corner, Rhys van der Merwe.
Righty, so we know the first finalist, Cindile Manangela. We're looking to find out who his opponent's going to be. It's PE Submission Fighting Academy against Henzo Gracie Cape Town, Rhys van der Merwe versus Kevin Koch. Super interesting. Let's see. I swear Kevin could send his brother, for those of you who can't see, his twin brother. You could probably send him out. We wouldn't even know that there's been a change.
I've fought both of them and I still can't tell the difference.
I mean, how sure are we that this is actually Kevin and not his brother?
That could be a tactic, eh? Keep fresh. Yeah. He looks very dry.
He's got tattoos on his arm. I know it's him.
Maybe that's all the ploy. I'm kidding, guys, for when you listen to this.
Imagine they got the same tattoos. I think that would have to be banned. Okay, let's see. Rhys, as we've come to see, pace and aggression straight off the bat.
Rhys pulling guard, but Kevin very quick to get to side control and immediately attack that guillotine.
Kevin's got a bit of a smile on his face. Looks like he's definitely enjoying himself.
Ooh. That scares me with the knees, but great work by Rhys. It's almost got that Dagestani handcuff.
Yeah.
To control the position.
Combat jiu-jitsu. Enter now. Rule change. Let's see how it pays off.
How would that be for an event? The rules change like as the match goes.
Yeah, well, one of the many scenarios we discussed this afternoon. there was talk of a match that starts in a gi, and after 2 minutes, the gi comes off, or parts of the gi come off. It was a long afternoon.
Was there going to be like alligator moats as well?
Why not? A bit of fire.
Electrified fences.
Yeah. Start thinking out the box a little bit.
Anything for the views.
Anything for the views. Right, and interesting to see now. This is where we saw a lot of Kevin in his last fight, in this guard position. Kevin inverting on that leg now.
Look at that. It's got the heel hook. It's got the lock on. How was he locked in the position though? With the outside actually.
Right out, yeah.
Rhys doing a good job of getting free. Kevin attacking again.
Leg attacks here from Kevin.
It's catching that heel.
And he's really putting a lot into that now.
It's quite difficult to actually finish from that 50-50 position.
I'm watching Johan Ursas in the corner of Rhys van der Merwe, stone cold.
The same with Kevin's cut. The other cut brothers also.
Some big moments there for Kevin. Definitely has some opportunities there. And
definitely a good confidence.
Massive upset. Yeah.
Massive confidence booster.
Sure.
Go more on the attack.
He knows he can get that opportunity now, so let's see how that works out. Now Rhys looking for a leg attack of his own.
I mean, one thing we know about Rhys is his survivability.
Yeah.
His survivability to like fight through adversity and then come back with the win. You know, we've seen it countless times for him on this mat.
Oh, and it's going to get a bit dirty here from Kevin.
He's got his own straight ankle lock, but no control on the knee line.
No, he just kind of uses just to come on top. Super technical matchup here. Both guys have had some really good moments. Rhys now cinching those legs up and looking to pass.
You see how he's actually semi-managing to pass the knee line, unlike Mr. Koch's previous opponent.
Rhys getting a bit of control position and control time here now on top.
Going for that. Just trying to free his knee line and then attack that Kimura grip. So what Rhys is trying to do there is trying to reach for that DAS, but at the same time he's trying to break down Kevin's posture with the left hand, which he's now switched to like a guillotine grip. But there, you see, he's almost got it. It's pretty tight.
It looks like
it's pretty
getting
tight.
very
Now he's sitting
uncomfortable
heavy. But he's just
lot of-
out.
There's a lot of thought into Rhys's game. He thinks about things clearly, reacts, moves, rests, thinks about where he wants to go.
He's never rushing.
Super clinical, but at the same time he keeps like an immense amount of pace on you.
So he's looking for that north-south choke.
Yeah.
There. Ooh.
Close.
Kevin doing a good job of keeping frames between the two of them.
You've got to look at this and think about the discrepancy in experience between these two guys and just how well Kevin Cock's holding up against. Oh, working heavy on that Kimura there.
I mean, Rhys has beaten quite a few of his teammates.
Yeah.
Not
Very,
including
very tough position here now for Kevin Cock. He's taking his time. He's not overcommitting to anything, but it's just, you got to think it's a matter of time till that arm comes out.
He's putting some force into it, but he's trying to be careful not to give up position while doing that.
Sure. Small little movements, pulling, making it uncomfortable, and it's getting more and more uncomfortable here for Kevin Cock.
He's now setting up that triangle at the same time.
There it goes.
Tap. Great performance from both, but exceptionally great performance from Rhys. Going through the finals to fight Cindile, teammate with teammate in the finals.
We were just handed the lineups for
and you gotta wonder what's going through Rhys's mind. He trains with Cindile, I assume, every single day, but he's been in this position before, where he had a not too easy route to the finals.
Sure.
However, his teammate didn't exactly have an easy route to the finals either now.
Yeah.
But he's, so what's happening? 1 and 2 for Pesva, but...
Well, what we do know is that there's a title going back to Pesva tonight. Just a matter of who's going to take it, teammate versus teammate. And be interesting to see how they come out.
So we've just been handed the teams for the quintet, or the fight order for the teams.
Just interesting to note here, for those of you who watched the last one, Michael Block, who competed at 77 kilos for the 8-man, weighed in at 86.3 kilos.
That's a 10 kilo gain. That is a lot. We're just working out the final weights, marking out where there could potentially be a 10 kilo or more weight discrepancy, which will allow for a shorter.
That brings us to the much anticipated quintet, ladies and gentlemen. A team versus team battle with bragging rights on the line. The captains are coming off their fight of the night performance at Winner Takes All 1 and have both had free reign to select whatever team they like. First, out in the red corner, the treaded Trance Filthy Wrist Lockers. Please welcome Aiden Griffith, Daniel Sussman, Michael Block, Christian Kamp, and Captain Dylan Carrera Miguel. The opponents in the blue corner, please welcome the NWE Money team, made up of Connor Bethan, Jason Durant, Dino the Kid, Tal Bagai, and Captain Jamie Gemmel.
All right, here we go. This is the fan favorite part of the quintet, 5-on-5. We've got the team names, the team lineups, the weights.
Who do we have first?
First up, we've got Aiden Griffith versus Jason Durant. Two young guns here, blue belt Aiden Griffith, obviously family member of the now famous Luke Griffith. Again, Jason Durant, who you'll remember put on a massive performance here, which helped his team PESFA win the first quintet.
And we're off. Let's see. What is the weight discrepancy, Al?
No, well, you've got Aiden at 92 and Jason Durant at 85.6 kilos. So,
Okay, so no,
reasonably
no.
similar in weight. And, a good look for us. This is Aiden Griffith and Jason Durant, both guys that we looking at setting up for super fights down the line. Both gamers, youngsters.
Both super talents.
And that's Jason Durant's MO of late, is jumping things like that. Jumping arm bars, triangles. And this is a great matchup. In fact, this is a matchup we had in mind down the line. So I'm glad we're getting to see this here today.
Jason's the guy who not won it for the PESFA, but
he set it up. He held off Liam Cleland as a white belt, held off Liam Cleland, which was obviously a momentous moment and really gave his team the momentum to go on and win.
Yeah.
This is obviously NWE team, the money team, not to be confused with Floyd Mayweather's the money team. Versus Treaded Trance, filthy wrist lockers.
So for those not in the know, Jamie Gemmell goes by J Money.
Yeah.
And
Dylan Carrera Miguel tried to wrist lock Jamie Gemmell in the previous outing, and that's how they came to the name of the filthy wrist lockers.
I did not know that. That is a great name. For those that don't know, wrist locking is considered like a dirty move to do.
Rules, really. We're honest.
It's how you lose friends in jiu-jitsu.
I'm just stealing one of Kirk Bloomer's chips here next to me, if you don't mind. But yeah, interesting position. Aiden very physically strong, both guys really. Aiden trying to affect the pass here.
It's a little bit dangerous for Aiden, sticking his head there. Jason, it's not deep, but the potential for something being on enough to make him have to use his hands to break out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And just a bit of background on how these guys wanted to pick their sides. They both consulted with each other and came to the conclusion they wanted to put a bit of young up-and-coming guys with a bit of experience as much as they could. We've obviously got Jason Durant and Connor from Henzo Gracie in the money team. And then Aiden Griffith, the young gun on the other side that we're happy with. We want to see these guys as well as Daniel Sussman, who's relatively known in the jiu-jitsu circles, but obviously this is going to be his moment to show what he's all about. So nice commitment from both guys, obviously very friendly, just trying to put on a good display of jiu-jitsu here.
So just to cut in, Jason, okay, it's over now, but Jason had a
good triangle position.
Yeah, great triangle position. He went from the Kimura to the triangle. Funny story, I went to Mouse just to say hi and congratulate her after the fight. She's like, because we have a little in-house tournament happening tomorrow morning. She's like, I'm coming. I don't care who I'm fighting. I'm like, you're not the scariest human being I know.
Yeah, super competitive. And big moment here for Jason.
Yeah.
4 minutes to work.
Aiden's doing a pretty good job of maintaining his posture, creating space.
Sure.
It looks like it's about to break out. Veins in his arms are popping from creating those frames.
This is Jason Durant's MO is climbing up high on things, jumping up on things, and there we go, Aiden Griffith's out. Now he's got an opportunity to turn it around. He's got one bottom leg to clear now. We were saying, I think Aiden Griffith is a cousin of Luke Griffith.
Cousins.
I mean, these are guys that grew up on the mat. Uncle is a black belt. There would have been.
His dad's a black belt as well.
Dad's a black belt. So these are the guys that have been growing up, living the jiu-jitsu life. Again, a very tight battle here between these two youngsters. Oh, great pass there by Aiden Griffith.
Smooth passing.
Great pass. And now he's got a chance to really turn it around. Switch the hips. I spent quite a bit of time drilling. He's a very good training partner, Aiden Griffith. Very strong guy, very technical. And he's more than comfortable here in side control. But again, Jason Durant doing really well these are pretty big guys inverting on each other.
So, I mean, that's what I was going to say as well. Remember, they're only, in theory, blue belts.
Correct.
Like, look at the games that they've developed
Sure.
at a young age as blue belts and at that size.
Aiden managing to clear the triangle threat and straight into an armbar now from Jason Durant. But he's going to be out. Nicely out. Kind of powered out of that one, really.
He's maintaining pretty good control. He just needs to clear those frames, those legs. I wonder if he's setting up a leg lock yet. He looked at it. He thought about it.
2 minutes 20 now. Obviously, if it goes the distance, both guys are knocked out, and the next two teammates enter the fold in the quintet setup. So nothing too conclusive if it's a draw here between these two guys.
Oh, Aiden jumping on that guillotine.
Now he's got to come up.
Losing control, but at least getting the north-south position of control.
And dropping those hips heavy there now. He's trying to isolate that left arm. Yeah. Great dexterity from Jason. He seems to be happy on his back and find a way to invert and start affecting his game. Yeah, Aiden looking for that cradle position, but he's allowed a leg back in there for Jason to regard.
Aiden's hip movements really like on point at the moment.
I mean, at this point, both teams are kind of accepting there could be a draw here, but if one of them can put off, and as you say that, Aiden's working on that Kimura on the far side.
There's no point in trying to draw at that time at this point in the
might as
fight
well go
because
for it, sure.
they're either both out or one of them. So might as well go for that Kimura. Go 100% for that last minute. You know, you got literally nothing to lose.
Aiden trying to look for that. Now he's got running out of time to really get the submission, but he's in a great position here to get a last minute win for his team here. He's given up. Lost it. Now both guys really trying to pick it up. Try to get one for the team.
Jason looking for that triangle again. 30 seconds left. Nail biting stuff here.
You know, submission in the last seconds here could really set things up nicely for your team. Oh, Aiden working on a last attempt at a guillotine. Lets it go.
10 seconds left. I think
great instructions. And he's followed through.
Time.
Great matchup by those two guys. Great fight between the two guys, yeah.
I know there was a rule that someone proposed where instead of it's a draw and they're both out, they go to OB overtime.
Nah. Draw.
No hand raising.
Yeah.
Just an anticlimactic.
Well thought out there, Bobby. Thank you.
It's an anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Bobby
done.
has decided that it's a non-worthy hand-lifting draw.
So now we got Daniel Sussman
and Connor Bentian from Henzo Gracie's. Weights just made it.
Connor, I know, had a great performance recently at the AJP in Joburg.
Sure.
I think winning his division. Sorry. Connor aggressive on the triangle, but Sussman doing a good job of escaping and now starting to wrestle. Anyway, some great inversing by Connor there. Connor's got a great use of control. You know, controlling the arm, controlling the posture.
Daniel Sussman also looks like in two minds about how he wants to commit after seeing the triangle attempt there from Connor, which is Tigger. You would like it to know that it's Tigger, as in Winnie the Pooh's Tigger, not Tiger. That was something we had to clear up when making these shirts. Now Connor working on that Kimura.
You hear the Tigger shouts coming out. Great reversal from Connor.
Connor, and again onto that Kimura again. Almost had a windscreen wipe, but very, very close to sinking that in there. And it's been all out attack from Connor. Oh, trying to come out the back is Daniel Sussman. Almost there.
Ooh, careful sticking out those arms.
Ooh. Oh.
Connor tap.
Oh.
Sussman escaping.
Great work there.
What is the weight difference here, by the way?
9 kilos. On the verge of a 4-minute round.
Connor doing a great job of not that being an issue.
Yeah, and he's really showcasing his skills, which is awesome. And he's one of the guys that they really wanted to show. And he's taken the opportunity and he's really showed his skill set, which is very, very impressive. Halfway mark approaching now. You've got to feel now Daniel Sussman's got to find an opportunity to find a way back into this fight, because he's been spending a lot of time defending. So
yeah, he's really
got to try and get something off now.
He's been on the back foot the whole time.
And again, you've got one draw in the first fight.
Connor's just incredibly impressed by Connor's distance management the whole time. There's always an ankle threat. Whenever he grips the arms, there's always double control or a head posture control.
And I think that's the right play by Daniel Sussman there. He looks to be physically a bit stronger. Like, make him feel that, put the pressure on him, get hands on him, make him feel the physicality. And he's a youngster, see how he deals with it. That's a good approach there and a good adjustment there by Daniel. But still, he's very hesitant to engage, it seems, Connor seems to have the confidence to throw things up and try different things.
Yeah.
Oh, now into the back. Oh, great charge there by Daniel Sussman.
Creative work from Daniel to get the back.
Straight into the body triangle there. Well done by Connor. He's on to the right side to try and break that triangle, but he's got deep problems. Yeah, he's in deep trouble. But he's doing well. His defense is holding up. 3.5 minutes though. It's a long time in this position.
He's doing great, but
good head transfer there from Daniel Sussman. But yeah, again, great defense by Connor. I'm massively impressed by his knowledge and ability and skills.
How long has he been grappling for?
I don't imagine it's a massive amount of time, but he's one of those youngsters, so information just comes in easy into the mount position, and Bobby's going to reset them in the middle. Just under 3 minutes left to work here, and it's starting to get a bit interesting now. And now we're going to see if Daniel's physicality can really start to pay off. He's found himself into some better positions now, and now the threat of the guard attacks is gone in the mount position, and let's see what he can do. Connor staying nice and tight defensively. He doesn't want to give up anything. I think he's realized the physicality, and one loose arm is going to spell trouble for him.
Yeah, he had that great distance control, but now he's lost that. Daniel's on top. He's got that inside position where the physicality is going to make a big difference.
Sure.
But Connor doing a great
finds
job.
a way out and straight back onto the attack.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, Connor's jiu-jitsu is immensely slick.
About a minute 35. There's a good chance that we're going to go to another draw. Who's next in the lineup for each team?
Up next will be Michael Block versus Tal Bugai, which is going to be...
Dan's got a bit of a guillotine attempt there. Opting to flatten Connor out instead. But he's got a really tight chin strap.
Yeah,
He needs to
very,
close that.
very tight chin strap.
He lost the connection.
And now, again, Daniel Sussman's going to really put that physical pressure, crossface, making it uncomfortable as possible.
The pressure's all on him to do something.
Sure.
Armbar attempt.
He's got it.
Connor getting the armbar. Sussman getting out.
Whoa. That was intense.
That was amazing.
It seems like the NWE corner thought there was a tap there. It certainly looked like Bobby had gone in, but I didn't see a tap. But
it might have been a case of Bobby trying to step in.
yeah,
so
as fast as
injured.
possible, yeah. That must have been super, super close to a tap. And again, I mean, you've got to think it's a pretty good win for Connor here, even just knocking one guy out. And dives on a leg again.
I mean, he's doing such an incredible job. You know, he's 9 kilos down. He's
Sure.
controlling most of the distance. Last ditch effort from Daniel Sussman. Look for that guillotine. He's got 3 seconds to get it on. Time. We're going to a draw.
Massive performance there. Very impressed by young Connor Bentian there. Young Tigger. No, it's Michael Block.
Incredible one.
versus
So we're going
Tal
for
Bugai up next.
Talbugai now,
Brilliant.
who was on the CIT
Yeah.
team in the first.
You'll remember Tal Bugai
Sub-Kings.
from the first quintet
Team.
and Michael Block, fully hydrated at 86 kilos.
Michael Block opting straight for the guard pull.
Until
Pendulum sweep attempt / potential coming over the back. A la Johanny Oosthuizen.
oh,
Michael
onto a
Block.
toe hold there from Tal Bugai, straight onto a
Something's on.
hard toe hold.
Ooh. Talbugai with that deep toe hold, but he doesn't have control of the leg, so it's not
And
actually
he's
on.
out, and he gives up the mount.
Michael Block staying cool in the moment, getting that mount.
Oh, good
Yeah,
work
good.
to get that arm up. And again, obviously, Tal Bugai from the old school Mark Robinson, very submission, grappling based.
Yeah.
Justin Fair would like us to tell you that Mark Robinson, South African, was the very first South African in the
And the
UFC.
first South African to win ADCC.
Correct.
Shout out to Penny Thomas.
And Michael Block found himself in a good position in the mount. He's got an arm isolated. He's trying to really take his time to work things in. Michael Block really working hard on isolating that arm.
It's an interesting tactic from Michael, because from what we've seen from him in the past is, you know, much more leg lock orientated
Sure.
kind of game.
But
you know.
perhaps because he was dragged into that sort of game. But he seems comfortable. Yeah, like he said, he feels happy at 86 kilos, and he's strong and heavy and physically looks the part.
Oh,
Okay, he's coming out. Okay, it's a
interesting. That's an interesting place
strange
to go.
position to reset.
reset.
But I think
Health
Tal
and-
is on his way out there.
Health
So
and safety.
it's a bit of a tough reset, yeah, but
Ref Bobby starting them again. Tal's got half an arm and a half in there, so he shouldn't be at too much risk of being choked. Michael has to find a way to get that left arm free, out of the triangle, in order to finish it. But he could switch to an armbar.
Nah, Michael really trying to turn the angle now.
Tal doing a good job of hiding his limbs.
Sure, stacking, hiding, stacking, hiding.
Sounds like a game, like a nice board game. You play when
stacking
you're
and
5,
hiding.
instead of snakes and ladders.
And it looks a little bit deeper now, but
I think if
Tal's still got that left arm in.
if Michael switches the armbar, he should be able to get it.
It looks like he's going to try to come up onto the mount position there.
But the problem with that armbar is you are potentially giving up position. Michael back on top.
Very well done. And it seemed like Tal almost conceded the bottom position there and just let Michael come up on it.
Rather that than get submitted, right?
Sure. And it seems again you've got a situation where Michael blocks all out attack and Tal's trying to find a way out so he can start affecting his own offense. Michael blocks staying. Oh, good hip bumps there.
So Michael's trying to he's trying to walk one of the arms up so he can work an arm triangle or mounted triangle or take the back or something along those lines. But every time he does, Tal's pretty good at hip thrusting. However, the more that goes on, surely the more tired Tal's going to get.
Sure.
It's not like an MMA fight where he's getting punched in the face, but like using your whole body to move someone the whole time, and it's got to be pretty frustrating.
And he's out.
But there, he made it out. Michael immediately pulling guard.
Oh,
Tal
heavy
yanking
on the leg.
the straight ankle lock. Michael needs to clear that leg that's in the reap.
Oh no,
Michael attacking his own leg lock. Michael going for the heel hook against Tal's straight ankle lock. Problem is, Michael can't get. There we go. He needs to get that connection. He needs to control that knee line before he attacks. It's tricky though because you're attacking but getting attacked at the same time. Tal.
Oh, he gets attacked.
Tal getting the leg lock. Straight belly down, straight ankle. Ashigarami.
Tal's signaling to his corner. Is that enough? He wants a replacement.
Great match, great back and forth match.
Yeah.
Tal looks tired, and as you said, he seems to be asking for someone to replace him.
Yeah, he's
instead of
just some insight coming from his family behind us. He's just had a full Shabbos dinner before arriving here, so maybe catching up with him a little bit.
That's some heavy food. He gets what, 1 minute
90
now?
seconds,
90 seconds to rest until he has to fight Chris Stenkamp. The team just trying to rub out his arms, work out some of the lactic acid so he can get some of his grip strength back. Chris Stenkamp's, it looks like he's ready to go. We've seen a lot of both of these guys in previous events. Both really good, really great competitors, technical. Chris winning his fight in overtime recently. Tal, competing on Team CIT in the first event. Okay, time is up. We're gonna go. It's an 8-minute match. And I'm sure Chris is going to go and push the pace now, because that would be the smart tactic, as he wants to be fresh, and Tal's pretty tired from that previous match. There's about a 5 kilo difference with Tal on their advantage, not including the Shabbos dinner. Full Shabbos dinner, that's like a full chicken, a whole challah, 3 bowls of soup and kleidlach. It's a good 5 kilos of food. Maybe a glass of Shabbos wine. You know. Oh, Chris with the power double attempt, but a great sport from Tal. Chris jumping on that Kimura again. We saw him attempt this quite a few times against Cameron.
Now you've got a full-bellied towel with a bit of fatigue. Nice and fresh. Christian Kemp. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice,
he shot a big double and he got sprawled on hard.
Nice time for Tal to rest, yo. Like you got to.
Unless Tal was playing possum, because he seems to be coming back a bit. But this engaging to run down the clock. See?
Asking for a rolling sub, yeah.
He's hand signaling what I'm talking about.
Yeah, rolling sub, please.
So if this does go to a tie, then you've got last man on the 40 wrist lockers, the captain Dylan. Again, you'll still have J-Money,
Dino Nizitic to get through.
and Dino, who's I think the heaviest guy on the division.
By a country mile.
Dino the Kid, Nietzsche. Not to be confused with the philosopher.
That one backfired a little bit on Tal.
Chris Dinkup doing a great job taking advantage of the fact that Tal turned his back. Now Chris on top. Let's see what he can do. Now he's fresh. He's got that mount. So if you can hear it, the crowd aren't booing. They're shouting Zoo, which is Dylan's
just to be
nickname.
clear. Just while we've got a moment, I've got a message popped up from Dino Bagatine looking to get in on some combat jiu-jitsu in the next event.
I'd love to see that.
Dino, if you're listening, you'll hear from us on Monday.
Apparently the team needs a whole weekend to recover.
Yeah,
Fair
we
enough.
do. No one's allowed to talk to you for a week. This one's going to be a bit impossible. Yeah, just while we're on that, obviously next week, 9 and 10 April, Submission Kings, Queens and Kids at Walter Sisulu Hall. You can sign up at Smooth Comp. Tickets for spectators available at ticketpros.co.za.
You'll even be able to see me competing in that under 60 category.
See Guy Lazarus, the king of the under 60s.
Oh, don't say that.
I'd love to tell you what Christian Campus told us, but I'll keep it. It's getting a bit sensual on the mat there. And obviously Tal's tired and Chris knows that, going a bit neon belly, bit of extra pressure, causing a bit of chaos. I mean, besides obviously everything that's happened, these are two elite level grapplers.
Yeah.
Obviously Tal's a bit tired now, but
Two super good guys.
Bobby checking if Tal's still okay.
Is Chris just I can't see from this angle. Is he just using his wrist against the throat?
So I think what actually happened there, Bobby's given Tal a warning for stalling and he's asking him to advance or prove a position, of not just accept the position.
Jamie jokingly tapping in the corner.
Okay, so that's officially the first warning for Tal Bugai for not attempting anything.
Jamie arguing with the ref in the corner.
Classic Jamie Gemmell versus Bobby.
That might be a super fight for if you're down the line.
Sign it up.
Family threats from Tal's family coming through if he loses.
Interesting, giving a warning when he's stuck in the bottom
Yeah.
of mount.
I'm not sure. Like, I understand Bobby's logic. He was trying to push the action, but at the same time,
I think
he's pretty
also,
spent, and what can he do?
Sure, I think also in the top position, there's an onus on you to try and start attacking.
Bottom mount from the corner. Okay.
I'm not sure I understand what a bottom mount is, but
Wouldn't that just be God?
yeah.
That would just be God.
Tal finding a bit of breath, getting a takedown,
Great.
and back on the leg.
Tal.
Oh!
Chris looks fine. Seems like he's safe here. Doesn't seem too perturbed by the leg lock.
My meniscus is not even enjoying the side of that.
That's how I feel all the time.
And now we're back to where we were, mount position. One more warning from Bobby, and that's going to be a DQ for Tal, which is not going to go down too well. But
It could cause a bit of anger.
yeah.
Could cause a bit of.
Luckily, our official for official affairs, Mr. William Oberholzer, can go step in and handle it.
Yeah, Chris.
Not working on.
Close, trying to
But I
get
mean, like,
underneath that elbow.
Obviously, we know he's tired and accepting the position, but you are stuck in mount, so like there's not a heck of a lot you can do.
So it's interesting. In like quintet rules, you're saying the onus is on the attacker, right?
Yes.
Because it's sub only. But when you go to like UAE or IBJJF, if you get to mount, you can just sit there.
Sure.
You do not have to do a thing.
That's exactly what you're trying to avoid in the submission only kind of setting. You don't want someone to find a position and just sit there. You know, the onus is to attack. We want to see attacking minded jiu-jitsu. So the onus is really on the guy attacking. Obviously, we don't want the guy on the bottom just like accepting the position and just letting it go.
Just trying to time it out. But
this is going to be a big one here for the money team if Talbugar can survive it and knock out both guys, and then Captain Dylan Carrera Miguel has got a lot on his hands. But Bobby's really giving it a lot of thought about that third and final warning. But I mean, 30 seconds to go. I think I'm hoping he just lets it go.
it'll be a controversial decision for sure.
It would be great if someone could tell him that he should just let it go for 20 seconds.
As I said, if they tie now, then they're both out. That leaves.
Chris really trying to work that north-south choke in the dying seconds. Yeah.
That'll leave wrist lockers with only the team captain Dylan. He starts to fight Dino the Kid and then J Money.
Big moment. Big moment.
Good work for Tal for surviving, for finding a way through it.
Just so you know, when he gets tired, he's putting the elbow just in case
Dino the Kid Nietzsche stepping up.
The kid versus Dylan Carrera Miguel. Obviously a big weight difference here. Dylan has opted for the full 8 minutes.
Interesting decision.
Dino Nizitic in his classic Ruka shorts he's been wearing for a very long time. And Rashi.
I haven't seen Dino in action in a very long time. Obviously he's been working in the gym, doing his thing. But that is not pressure I would like to feel.
No, he's a heavy
Dylan's got
guy.
a pretty good chin strap, so he could potentially get out of there.
And just on Dylan Carrera Miguel, he's always excited by matchups. He's often messaged me and said, even if you want to do a freak fight between a small guy and a big guy, he's the guy.
He got his
he's
wish.
keen on anything. Yeah. He definitely got his wish, and he's got his hands full here. It would be great to see Dylan Carrera Miguel versus Jamie Gemmell too. As captains of these two teams, they got you by a fight of the night performance.
Into the Kimura. I want to see Dylan get up into power, get into the power line. He needs to get on top. Dylan needs to get on top here.
Yeah, there you go.
There we are. Not that he couldn't finish from there, but
Look,
it's very hard.
interesting his corner telling him to get to the back, but it's a big back to get on, and a position that Jamie Gemmell would be very familiar with.
Big Al shooting shots at one of the competitors.
And thing is, his opponent's partner here has still obviously been struggling with a bit of a rib problem, so he winced a bit there. I'm guessing those ribs are feeling a bit sore.
Oh, slick move. Eminari roll to knee. Is that a knee bar? Looking for the heel hook.
Yeah, looking for the heel
I mean,
hook.
this is the smartest decision, is to get the leg lock.
Massive moment. And we're gonna get our wish.
Getting our rematch.
We're getting the rematch.
This was fight of the night last time,
Correct.
right?
So Dill's got 90 seconds now to.
You touch. Sure. So at least for Dill, that was what, just over 3 minutes. This gets us a bit of a rest. Ooh, they're spraying him with some guys. Obviously, those ribs are definitely an issue for him.
Way to show the team that you're feeling a bit of pain. The rematch you've all been looking for. No pressure on Jamie Gemmell here.
We're getting that Hollywood finish though. That like the captain versus captain in the last match. It's coming down all to this. If it's a draw, what happens? Overtime?
Yes. Overtime. Bobby not happy with the spray, rubbing him down.
Oh, maybe that was a tactic to buy some more time to rest? No.
The type of guy for those kind of tactics. Righty, the match we all wanted to see. Dylan Carrera Miguel versus Jamie Gemmell 2. The fight of the night from the last show. Dylan obviously fighting through the pain. Straight onto the leg. He wants to get this over with as fast as possible. I mean, they're called the wrist lockers.
Dylan quick. He's got that chin strap tight. Now going to the back. Jamie having some flashbacks to the last time they competed.
Some great jiu-jitsu by these two guys. Their styles are so well matched for exciting jiu-jitsu.
Exactly. And Jamie, doing a great job of negating that back take. And now,
one thing I will tell you about Jamie Gemmell, desperate to get a win, get into the win column. But that's a consummate competitor, always willing to put it on the line. Both of these guys are such great competitors.
Dylan.
Oi, oi. Just want to point out the name on the back of Dylan Carrera Miguel's shirt, Captain Creonte. Oh, deep heel hook there from Jamie Gemmell.
Jamie going for his own heel hook.
Bit of a.
Dylan's got his foot inside though, so he should be able to. Oh, it's lost the position now. I hope he isn't too tough for his own good, but
yeah,
there he are. He seems to have gotten out. Jamie doing a good job of going over the top, and now he's potentially locking up a guillotine and dash choke, but giving that up for the knee on belly side control. It's interesting that with a sore rib,
I think he's forgotten about the rib right now.
He's playing that Eminari role, which puts a lot of pressure on your rib cage.
Sure.
That upside down inverse game, I mean.
Is Dill working on to an arm one?
No, he was looking for the Kimura. Looking for the Kimura from Turtle.
Dill taking some big breaths there. Back onto the leg again.
Now
Jamie
Jamie
wants his
attacking his
own
own
leg.
leg lock again.
Oh,
I don't want to watch
and he's
this.
out. A bit of oohs and ahs from the crowd there.
Oh,
Oh my. Again, another great performance by these two guys.
he's switching to the toe hold now. He's not keeping control on that knee line.
Oh,
He's wincing from Jamie.
almost a tap there from Jamie Gemmell.
Now Jamie trying to fight back with his own heel hook.
Oh. This is getting both guys heavy on the leg attacks right now.
This is a very
It's
very intricate back
It's getting
and forth
uncomfortable.
battle. Jamie with the toe hold. That looks pretty sick. It's possible that Dylan's just made out of elastic though.
Yeah,
You know.
he's got very supple ankles, it appears.
Or he's just, tore his ACL a long time ago and he's
the
fine with
Francis
it.
Ngannou, eh, boy?
Yeah. The main concern is like the control of the knee line whenever they go for those leg locks. One of them is always managing to put something in between them and not allow them to clamp and secure that, isolate that leg.
3 minutes 30. Running out of time now.
And this is important as well. Not getting too focused on one thing. You need to sometimes step back and go, you know what, I need to do something else and change the game up.
Yeah.
Dylan seems quite focused on attacking the legs.
And
now
again,
Jamie's got
just-
this.
Again, just two
Dylan,
great.
yeah.
Carry
Good
on,
job
carry
of
on,
clearing the
sorry,
knee line. Sorry, carry on.
Just two great ambassadors for the sport, these guys. Always competing in the best manner of the sport.
Dylan tight on that anaconda.
Oh.
And he needs to come to mount.
Oh, he's
Gets
got
the
it.
tap!
I think his ribs are in a lot of pain.
Ooh, they're picking him up by the ribs. Great, amazing job by both guys, but incredible job by Dylan to get that, to find that anaconda choke. 2 minutes 47 left on the clock.
Mad respect.
Great sportsmanship by
Mad respect for Dylan Miguel, pulling that off with some heavily damaged ribs.
and pulling it back for the team.
What a great performance. I think his ribs are in a lot of pain.
That's
at
gonna
the
hurt.
moment.
And are we sending it up to see us?
Shortly, I think they're just going to arrange the teams. Yeah, well done. What a great performance by these guys. I could watch Jamie Gemmell versus Dylan Miguel every weekend.
Well, it's a good thing we know a guy who runs a promotion who could manage that.
Another successful, exciting quintet. Very, very, very cool.
What? Oh, can you let us know what is in the future for Sub Kings? What potential
Great question,
events
right?
we're looking for?
So,
looking at.
obviously down the line, we are going to continue with the 8-man series. We've got what we've got lined up and planned. We just don't have exact dates yet for is middleweight and the featherweight, and let's throw it up to see us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was absolutely awesome. Great to watch. Congratulations to the Treaded Trance Filthy Wrist Lockers and the captain, Dylan Carrera Miguel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Our next matchup is a scintillating fight between two of the country's most elite brown belts. Fighting out of the red corner, one of the most prolific competitive grapplers in South Africa, who has won medals from South Africa to the UAE and Korea. He has recently defeated a spell with cancer to make his return to competition. Representing East Rand BJJ, please put your hands together for the mighty Kiara. His opponent has been plying his trade in Cape Town for well over a decade, and he too has competed all over the world. In the blue corner, representing Renzo Gracie Cape Town, please welcome Kyle Abrams.
Excited for this one. I haven't seen either of these guys in action in a very long time.
If you missed it on the walkouts there, Kiara obviously coming fresh off a spell of defeating cancer and returning to competition. Two immense grapplers, brown belts, and guys that have competed all over and a lot. So expect some high level stuff here, especially some stalemating in the beginning. But yeah, happy to see Kiara back. Obviously, like I said, he's been dealing with some cancer, and that's what's kept him off the mat, but he's back. He was saying he was just surprised that he could still roll, and it's almost like he's been given a second opportunity to just get out here and do what he loves.
That's great.
He's taken gold at ADCC in 2015, Korean Pans. He got a bronze in the gi at a purple belt. Nogi in Korea, UAE, JJ, Nationals. He's medaled all over the place, and the same can be said for Kyle Abrams. Just two guys with a massive resume.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was pre-COVID, there was a spread where Kyle was overseas in Europe and he was just entering and winning golds all the time. Like, I just kept seeing it in my feed. At the moment, we got Kyle trying to work the reverse de la Riva. Tion can't quite see what's going on with the arms there, but I assume look for the guillotine and pass. Now Kyle switching to deep half, which is an interesting decision.
Yeah. And he's
like Tian's gonna sit down into that inside ashi and look for the leg lock, which he's got a pretty close to getting the bites on there. Yeah, he's got it. Kyle taps. Great technical work from Tian. Technical work from Tian. Like,
he also reminds me of a 10th Planet kind of guy. He just has that look about him.
just has it.
Like the boogeyman, really.
Yeah.
Well done, and welcome back to Kiara, making quick work of a very, very tough opponent. And like we say, he's obviously been through a lot, and he's just super happy and grateful to be here. And we look forward to setting him up again in the future with another tough challenge. And that's nice and quick, which takes us into the 8-man final.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event of the evening. At the end of this match, one competitor will be 10,000 Rand richer. That's compliments of Action Bulletproof, as well as the Submission Kings lightweight champion. Please welcome back from the red corner, Cindile Manengela. His opponent in the blue corner, Rhys van der Merwe.
Okay, here we go. Finals, teammate versus teammate. No matter what, the belt is going home to Port Elizabeth. Cindile on the one side, Rhys on the other side.
And they both got their coach. I don't think there's going to be too much cornering going on.
Yeah, the coaches, JP and Chris, are barely watching the fight.
Nice and relaxed.
It's all smiles. Now it's just for them to have fun and figure out who wins. Who walks away with that 10 grand.
I think if Rhys wins, he's got to pay for Cindile's Uber to Pretoria.
Yeah. For those that obviously don't know, Cindile walks up to us and asks if we know if anyone's going back to Pretoria after this.
Right before making his way up to
Like literally as he's about to walk on stage.
Lace in the legs.
This must be so hard because they're so familiar with each other's games at this point. They can see when the other one's thinking of doing and what the other one's thinking of doing.
I'd like to ask them before they walked out who wins more exchanges on the training mat. Interesting to see. Excuse me.
These guys are
Two guys
laughing.
just having a good laugh. Interesting. Another belt heading coastal. Can't keep him in Gauteng, it seems.
You know what it is? They find the gold in Mzansi and Joburg.
Take it.
Find it at Gold Reef around the corner.
Oh,
Great little inversion by Rhys. Trying to suck up the leg lock there.
it's just also something against leg locking your own teammates.
No, it's fine. It's not a wrist. Oh, there. He's got a bite on the ankle. It's hard for him to actually get connection because Cindile's got both his legs. Well, not both his legs, but he's managing to compress both his legs together. But now, Rhys is starting to isolate. He's extending the legs so they got less power to fight back, which could result in isolation and then a tap. But no. Good job from Cindile to get out of that position. His leg's still in trouble though. Like Rhys could decide to go back to it, especially now that it's on its own.
And it seems that we're getting a little bit serious now. A few less smiles. Once you've attacked a leg, I think it's all systems go. Got to be a nice setting for a final, just you and your teammate having a jaw. May the best man win.
Yeah. Also trying to take it in the fight. Like it's really pretty jiu-jitsu. Cindile is now attacking the leg with inside ashi. You know, guys, let us know in the comments or social media who you think your fight of the night is, and B, what future matchups or types of matches you want to see?
Yeah.
You know, more
We're
quintets,
always,
more super fights, more winner takes all.
We're always keen and ready to engage.
Some more slap jiu-jitsu.
I definitely think we're going to see some more heavyweights. And Dino the Lion Bagatine.
At heavyweight?
No, definitely not. Well, I don't know. He's been semi-retired for a while. Good reversal there by Rhys. Looking to start another leg attack. Chris Bright just stoic in the corner watching his students battle it out.
Like a proud dad.
Yeah, proud dad. The dad of PE Jiu-Jitsu. I wonder if he's going to change it to Quebec Submission Fighting Academy.
Yeah, that's well, that's why I think it's just PESFA now instead of the full name.
Just PESFA. Quebesfa. That's got to be the new name, maybe?
Do you have to put the U in if it's an acronym? It's an English question. Someone on comments, please let us know.
This is a great topic of conversation.
Guys, not to take away from the fight, it really is great jiu-jitsu. Just the mood in here is a lot more jovial because they are training partners and friends. Interesting tactic from Cindile over there, attacking the posture from the bottom while Rhys is trying to isolate the leg. Oh, there we go.
I was going to say, obviously I'm deep on that heel hook, but Rhys causing a lot of reaction from Cindile. Obviously things that he's seen before and he knows where it's kind of headed.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot more isolated now. He's locking down his far hip as well.
Oh, there he gets the tap.
Great work from Rhys. Great work from Cindile.
And there you have it, the lightweight champion, Rhys van der Merwe.
I'm being left by my co-host. He's going to go award the 10,000 rands, 10,000 Mandelas to Mr. Rhys van der Merwe. Rhys is on an absolute tear. He's won the belt. He only lost one fight last event. And I think he also cleaned up at one of the public events, one of the public sub Kings and Queens. Absolutely phenomenal performances from him. And you can just see what he's actually capable of when he's in his actual weight category instead of fighting 10-15 kilos up. Overall, such a great event, guys. You know, from the girls' jiu-jitsu, always shining bright. Can't wait to see more of ladies' matches. Maybe even a ladies' eight lady tournament. Quintet was down to the nail, as dramatic as it can be, with finally ending with the captain vs captain finals and the epic rematch between Dylan and Jamie. I believe we're going to send it up to Sias.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, please. It's time for our champion, our newly crowned Submission Kings lightweight champion, to make his way to the stage. Rhys, please, come on up. Congratulations. Rhys van der Merwe, ladies and gentlemen. 10,000 Rand richer and the Submission Kings lightweight champion. Rhys van der Merwe, well done. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your champion. Put your hands together one more time. That brings us to the end of the event. A big shout out to our sponsors, CMH Group, as well as CMH Ford, National Workshop Equipment, Treaded Trance Insurance Brokers, Corsair Logistics, Action Bulletproof, Gasoline Denim Co. and Blue Sky Sourcing, as well as Norflex Gel. Drive safe and good luck to all the competitors competing next weekend at the Walter Sisulu Hall in Johannesburg.
The CMH Group, not just your local dealership, but the motoring team dedicated to your vehicle needs. Whether you are looking to buy a new or used car online or in one of our many dealerships, our trained staff will be there to guide you. With our state-of-the-art service centers, products and parts, we guarantee peace of mind. The CMH Group isn't just the first choice, we are the only choice. Visit your local CMH Group dealers today. The CMH
Your fight of the night, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Merrick, Darren.
Blue Sky Sourcing is an innovative, all-inclusive solution for the procurement, fulfillment, and distribution of branded merchandise, display, and visual communications. BSS provides a turnkey solution for all branded merchandise that's fast and reliable, at prices that could not be beaten even if they were sourced directly. BSS provides clients with the ease, convenience, and cost saving associated with procurement and branding of products as a single solution, delivered countrywide. Blue Sky Sourcing.